5%. Chapter 21. You may earn a little, I will earn it in blood asking for flowers. This may be promising. Zhang Chushuan's eyes lit up and opened up new ideas. Ordinary people barter and ask for only 2 words. Suitable. But this kind of trading is full of uncertainty, depending on the market situation. For example, now, this fellow named Xiao Yan wants to stop Yan Dan and exchange it for items that can help him break into the top 3 in the next day's clan competition. Zuyan Dan is a Zan rank elixir, placed in the outside world. It only occasionally flows out at the Fucheng level auction, and every time it can trigger countless female cultivators to compete frantically. This elixir has no price and no market, and there is no shortage of sales. If you take it to exchange for quenching pills, it is not a problem to ask for 100 top-grade quenching pills. But Xiao Yan couldn't take out Zhu Yan Dan for auction, and he couldn't even let people know that he had this pill. Otherwise, it is tantamount to a 3-year-old child holding gold through the city and finding his own death. Fortunately, the crossings have virtual interfaces and trading sections. But now everyone has just crossed over, and they have all opened the treasure chest once. If you open a good thing, as long as you can use it, you will definitely use it as soon as possible to improve your strength. Some things that are too high and cannot be used in a short period of time will also choose to keep them for the time being, in case of emergency. Everyone is a young 3 generations of disciples and has a long lifespan. Even female crossers will not exchange a Yan Dan at such a time. It's hard to sell at a discount. Of course, these Zhang Chushuan are just casual thoughts. What he wants to try now is to use the 100-fold reward ability with trading. If it can be done, even if he buys something above the market price, he will earn it after a 100-fold reward. This is the right way to get rich quickly. Regardless of whether others earn or not, he will definitely earn in blood anyway. Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan hurriedly clicked into the trading board, intending to practice it. But as soon as he entered, his heart was like being poured with a basin of ice water. Trading sector tips. The young patriarch can trade once a day. Become a patriarch and trade 5 times a day. The family grade is increased, and the number of transactions can be increased by 5 times for each step up. Before the family is promoted to the 6th product, the transaction object is limited to members in the same regional channel. Quote. A hint to make Zhang Chushuan's plan to get rich before he started directly aborted. In the era of the family of the whole people, there is no shame for this name. It is a constant reminder to strive to develop the family. To benefit from this big system, the family must be promoted. However, Zhang Chushuan thought about it and thought that this setting was understandable. If there is an unlimited number of transactions, someone may be able to accomplish the feat of successfully exchanging a paper clip for a villa in this other world. Never underestimate smart people, and if this kind of cross-space transaction can be used indiscriminately, it is a kind of bug. I am already a patriarch and have 5 trading opportunities, which are still not many and cannot be abused. Until you have enough transactions, you still have to trade as many necessary items as possible, or high-priced items. If you want to use the 100-fold reward system to get rich, it's not that simple. Zhang Chushuan always kept his sanity and analyzed the situation in detail. Although the trading process will not be easy and there is a limit to the number of times, he is not frustrated. Better than nothing. He's already far ahead of the others. Not to mention other things, I must get this Yan Dan. You can keep your face young and maybe. Thinking of some possibility, Zhang Chushuan closed the trading section and entered the regional chat section. Big brother Xiao Yan, I'm a cute royal sister, and I can also make my own black silk. Give me Yan Dan and I'll let you dispose of it. What do you think? It's not good. Even if you are beautiful as an immortal, it is not worth a Zan rank elixir. This is all want to be a white prostitute. You treat Xiao Yan as an idiot. Xiao Yan. There are still many people chatting in the chat area, but the content is very unnourishing. Zhang Chushuan glanced a few times, manually at Xiao Yan. At Xiao Yan, what do you want to exchange? Elixir. Exercises. Quote. There are 5 major countries in Namyang Prefecture, and the Yu Kingdom is only one of them. Among them is a Yu country, adjacent to a Forbidden Place maze. Wudin Town is an important town near the Forbidden Land. There are 3 major families in the town. The Xiao family is one of them. At this time, in a room in the core courtyard of the Xiao family, a young man with a beautiful face and a lazy expression was lying on the bed with his head in his hands, his eyes in a daze. The 10 million demolition money just arrived, and it crossed without covering the heat. I haven't tried the clubhouse tender model, I'm too bad. It's dog luck to draw Yan Dan, but this can't be used for the time being. Take it out and sell it. I'm afraid I don't know how to die. Quote. If I am deprived of the position of young patriarch tomorrow, many abilities in the virtual panel will be suspended, and I can only watch when entering the chat area. It is too difficult for me. The boy let out a long sigh, feeling that his future life was gloomy. Until a prompt appears in the virtual panel. Someone at me. Is someone finally going to swap with me? Quote. Xiao Yan's eyes lit up. He also knows that Zuyan Dan is not easy to sell now. Appearance and strength. Maybe some fools will choose appearance, but that is also a minority. Appearance and life. That fool also chooses life. Everyone has just crossed now. They are still young, and Yan Dan is simply chicken. As long as I can get through this level, I won't suffer anything at all. The teenager licked his lips and re-entered the chat area. Then he saw that the chat board was all, hello Zhang Chushuan. Quote. Zhang Chushuan boss. Is that Zhang Chushuan bigwig? Xiao Yan felt something and pulled the chat record up. Then he saw the words from Zhang Chushuan. Do you want exercises or elixirs? Xiao Yan covered his chest. The big guy is just different, and he speaks so domineeringly. 6%. Chapter 22. Zhang Taigong fishing asking for flowers. Xiao Yan. Worship Zhang Chushuan, what elixir can the big guy give me? Quote. Zhang Chushuan. Tiger bone quenching pill. Quote. Xiao Yan. Tiger bone quenching pill. What is it? Quote. Zhang Chushuan. Yellow order pill, advanced edition of quenching pill. The medicinal effect is equivalent to 10 quenching pills, see for yourself. Tiger bone quenching pill. Sleeping. Groove. Tap on the information screenshot. Xiao Yan shouted excitedly and jumped up directly from the bed. He is now a refining body quadruple, 10 quenching pills, enough for him to break through to the refining body fivefold. Refining the body fivefold, it is difficult to say the champion of the family, but the top 3 are definitely stable. Take a deep breath, don't get excited, stay calm. Xiao Yan forced himself to calm down. The tiger bone quenching pill is good, and he wants it very much. But simply comparing the price, Zuyan Dan is a Zon rank pill, and it is definitely no problem to change 10 tiger bone quenching pills. 1 for 1 is too much of a loss. Raise the price as much as possible. As soon as Zhang Daigai makes a move, he is this kind of baby, and it is definitely not the bottom line. But with this careful thought, can he hide from old thief Zhang? Zhang Chushuan. I produced 1 tiger bone quenching pill, plus 14 quenching pills, all of which are of top quality. You take them all in one breath today. Erysipelas has little effect. How? Quote. Hiss. Xiao Yan was completely uncalm. 1 tiger bone quenching pill is equivalent to 10 quenching pills, plus 14 quenching pills, a total of 24 quenching pills, enough for him to break through to the 6-fold refining body. The focus is on the quality of the highest grade, not to mention one day, half a day can be all refined, he can still have time to adapt to the skyrocketing strength. His cousin is only a 5-fold refiner. If there is a refining body 6-fold, tomorrow the clan will be more stable than the champion. Moreover, at the age of 14, he has the 6-fold strength of the refining body, and the family resources must be inclined to him more. I can't refuse at all. At the end of the day, market prices are one thing, but it's more important to be right for yourself and when it's right. Xiao Yan couldn't help but want to agree. At this time, Zhang Chushuan delivered a fatal blow. Zhang Chushuan. Add another ultimate refining body realm exercise. The attributes of the 5 series can be selected. Change it. Do not convert. Do not negotiate. Quote. Xiao Yan. And voila. What is a big guy? This is the big guy. Everyone is still fighting for survival and for the family competition, so that they can cultivate to the rank of the people in the clan. As a result, people can already come up with the ultimate skill of the human rank, and the attributes are optional. It's not at all comparable. Xiao Yan. Big guy, didn't you discuss? Quote. Zhang Chushuan. No negotiation, I'm young, Zuyan Dan is actually not in a hurry to use it, you. Xiao Yan. Don't, I'll change, immediately. Quote. Ding, Xiao Yan initiates a transaction request like you. Zhang Chushuan smiled triumphantly. The quality of the Zuyan Dan in Xiao Yan's hands is of the highest quality, and it is no problem to put it on the market in exchange for 10 top-grade tiger bone quenching pills, and now it is completely taken advantage of by him. Not to mention that there are still 100-fold reward waiting for him. The human rank exercises are very worthless on his side. Not to mention the Fierce Tiger skill, Mu Yuan skill, and Shui Yuan skill, all of which were silently written by him into a book, and after a 100-fold reward, they became Yellow rank Lower grade Red Yan Fierce Tiger Decision, Human rank Extreme grade Green Wood skill, and Yellow rank Lower grade Black Water skill. After destroying the Shui Li family last night, he obtained 2 martial arts inheritances, namely the Metal and Earth attribute Human rank Upper grade exercises, which were also increased by him 100-fold. The 4 Yellow rank exercises all have corresponding refining body chapters, which can be used to deal with Xiao Yan. And it is a cheat, not a Jade Jane, compared to Yan Dan is still a big profit. It's time to save business reputation. There will be a long trading time in the future. 100-fold reward ability in hand, it's so willful. Except, Zhang Chushuan accepted the trading invitation, then asked at a private window, "What do you want for the exercises?" Quote, "Does the big guy have metal exercises? If there is no superlative, it will do." Quote. Xiao Yan asked expectantly. There are 2 masters of the Xiao family, which are the soil system and the wood system on the quality exercises. But Xiao Yan was born with a natural affinity for metallicity, and he rarely had the opportunity now, so he wanted to change his cultivation. Xiao Yan saw 3 more things on the other side's railing. A tiger bone quenching pill. A bottle of 14 quenched pills. A copy of the Yellow rank Lower grade exercise, Zhengjin technique. Zhang Chushuan directly substituted actions for answers. Yellow rank Lower grade exercises. The big guy got it wrong. Quote. Xiao Yan's heart was shocked. Immediately, without the slightest hesitation, he put Zhu Yandan in the transaction bar and clicked submit. Zhang Chushuan saw that the single eye that Xiao Yan put was Zhu Yandan, and also clicked the submit button. The deal is complete, you get the Yandan. With a chime, Zhang Chushuan saw 3 things disappear out of thin air, and then a special bottle was added. Found that the Xuanji pill can be consumed, and the consumption can be doubled as follows. 1. Zuyandan, Shangpin, x100. 2. Zuyandan, Best, x10. 3. Life Extension Pill, Upper Grade, x5. Zhu Yandan, his face can always be maintained at the age of 18 before death. Life Extension Pill, replenish the vitality of the flesh, and increase life expectancy by 100 years. The option appeared, and Zhang Chushuan also got the information of the 2 pills, and his eyes suddenly lit up. Zhang Chushuan doesn't really care much about his external age, as long as he stands with his 3 wives and doesn't feel abrupt. On the contrary, more attention is paid to that ability. Don't value, not men. Zhu Yandan can only keep his face unchanged. It can increase the vitality of the flesh and increase the life expectancy for 100 years. This is exactly what he desperately needs right now. Although the transformation dragon definitely gave him the opportunity to repair the Dantian and go further. However, cultivators will only increase their longevity if they reach the incarnation spirit realm above the gathering spirit realm, and it is definitely a good thing to be able to increase their longevity earlier. Moreover, with a 100-fold increase, the life extension pill can only get 5, indicating that the medicinal effect is 20 times that of the Yandan. It is certainly very valuable in the outside world and difficult to obtain. After passing this village, I don't know when this shop will be available. No matter how you look at it, you should choose life extension pills. Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan made a decision. Option 3. In the medicine bottle, the turquoise Zuyandan immediately disappeared. Immediately after, 5 dark green pills appeared out of thin air. Zhang Chushuan had long been surprised, and did not rush to pour out the elixir. He reopened the virtual panel and clicked into the regional chat section with a hint of anticipation in his eyes. Learn from Zhang Taigong. I don't know how good it can be. 6%. Chapter 23. Wishers race to the bait, Great Harvest asking for flowers. The transaction is complete. You get the quenching pill, tiger bone quenching pill, and Zhengjin trick. The number of transactions today has been exhausted. Continue to ask for tomorrow. When Zhang Chushuan stationed in Yandan, Xiao Yan also got a virtual panel prompt. But he completely ignored it, did not rush to swallow the pill, and first opened the cheat. Zhang Chushuan promised to be a human rank ultimate exercise, but instead gave a copy of the yellow rank lower grade exercises. Xiao Yan felt that it was likely that the big guy had made a mistake. If so, he would have picked up the leak. Well, it's me who thinks too much. With excitement, Xiao Yan read Zhengjin trick completely. It recorded a complete special physical practice method, which was stronger than the few enchanting and cheap books of the Xiao family in his impression, and it was also more suitable for his cultivation. Unfortunately, this exercise only records the method of opening the blood trick, and does not record the method of blood trick induction, which is the worst grade in the best exercises. When trading, the Jengjin trick tip is the yellow rank lower grade exercise, of which the human rank refining body chapter must record the 36 blood trick induction method, which should be Zhang Chushuan intercepting the rest of the content. In addition, Xiao Yan felt that this exercise should be accompanied by martial arts. These two things, Zhang Chushuan did not give. Xiao Yan was not unhappy. After all, the other party has completed the transaction as agreed. He just felt pity. Don't think about picking up the leak, or buy it obediently on Big Brother Zhang's side. I just don't know, he won't sell it. 90% of the yellow rank grade exercise technique cannot be reached by 90% of ordinary martial artists in a lifetime. Many small town families can't buy it with money. He has access to it, and it is a resource. For now, the premise is that Zhang Chushuan is willing to sell to him. Big Brother Zhang. Xiao Yan tried to send a private message to Zhang Chushuan, but the message was like a mud cow entering the sea. He tried adding friends again. The other party did not respond either. There was no rut. Xiao Yan had to enter the announcement area manually at Zhang Chushuan. At Zhang Chushuan, big guy, can the follow-up exercises still be traded on your side? Quote. His appearance stimulated the other peeping parties. Big Brother Xiao Yan, the transaction was successful. 14 top-grade quenching pills, 1 tiger bone quenching pill, human-level ultimate exercises. I don't even have a lower-grade quenching pill. I opened the box and got a lower-grade quenching pill, but it takes a month to refine erysipelas tears flowing. We are all crossers, why are we different? The big guy Zhang Chushuan has all 5 human-level ultimate exercises. Zhang Chushuan boss, slave family 42D, Ren Jun picking, can you give a quenching pill? Big guy, I only need to be a first-level grade martial artist, and it is not appropriate for the family to learn. It's all fellow countrymen, help out. Group chat area, group excitement. Zhang Chushuan just saw it after opening the virtual panel, and couldn't help but slightly upturn the corners of his mouth. Everything, as he planned. Zhang Chushuan, of course there is no problem, I have 5 attribute exercises in my hand that are all yellow ranks, press. According to the agreement, I gave you the refining body chapter, and if you want to follow up, just take something to trade again. Quote. Xiao Yan. Then I don't know what price I need to pay. Quote. Zhang Chushuan. I can exchange everything here, and I have to chat privately, and I can definitely offer a satisfactory price. Quote. Xiao Yan. It's okay to chat privately, but you can add my friends. Zhang Chushuan said. Think I don't need to advertise. Trading such a private matter can be completely privately chatted. Zhang Chushuan chose to chat in the announcement area, not to show off his wealth. He's not that bored. He just wanted to do a wave of promotional ads. There are 10,000 crossers in the entire regional channel, and they can trade with him. The traversers can open boxes every 7 days, and they may be able to open something good. The fantasy world is full of dangers. A strong person can kill a bunch of people with a sneeze, and this 10,000 people will soon decrease. But the more times you open the box, the better things will accumulate. For Zhang Chushuan, these people are all potential customers. But he can only trade 5 times a day, and there are only 2 options to maximize his profits. 1. Buy the most expensive items, and maximize the benefits after a 100-fold increase. 2. Buy items that can be used immediately, and after a 100-fold increase, improve your own and family strength as soon as possible. He wants to make these people his customers. For this, it doesn't matter if you lose some. With a 100-fold reward ability, as long as the cost does not exceed the value of the item itself, he can earn it. Of course, if he can earn a little more, he will not refuse. For example, Xiao Yan's situation. Xiao Yan, big guy, can you give a specific charter? Quote. Zhang Chushuan felt that this Xiao Yan played very well. In return, it would be better to pit him less next time. Zhang Chushuan. It's very simple, I now have 5 attribute yellow rank lower grade exercises and corresponding attribute martial arts, quenching body pill and tiger bone quenching body pill. Quote. If you have a need for these 4 things, you can send me a private message. Zhang Chushuan has a lot to trade. But for the time being, the 5 basic attribute martial arts and quenching pills are enough. The traversers are all 4-fold martial artists of the refining body realm, and many things are not needed. Zhang Chushuan didn't want to waste time on gossip and chatting. As an ancestor of a clan, he would rather cultivate and build a family when he had time. To do this, he set up the virtual panel private message section. Anyone who sends a private message will not be prompted, but will turn to the unread section. If the item information is attached to the private message section can help intercept the record. Zhang Chushuan only needs to use the private message panel to assist in sorting items by level, and then filter the level of demand. There is no need to read some chatter, kneeling and licking, declaration to be a little brother, and other non-nutritious letters. 5 trading opportunities, easy to use. Are they really all peeping on the screen? Zhang Chushuan clicked into the private message panel and found that there were hundreds of unread messages, and they were counting. Previously, he chatted with Xiao Yan, and the announcement section was surprisingly quiet, and it seemed that he was shocked by his appearance, and he was all peeping at the screen. Now that things have developed to this point, many people can't hold back. Screening, Zon rank items, formations, exercises, martial arts, elixirs. Zhang Chushuan turned on the filter function with an expectant look. You can see the big none on the virtual panel. His mood was instantly unbeautiful. Sure enough, I shouldn't have expected it. Zon rank items, 1/10 of the winning rate, where is it so good to get? Zhang Chu smiled bitterly and shook his head. The probability of drawing a Zon level item in the treasure chest is 1 in 10. It stands to reason that out of 10,000 people, 1,000 people should get the Zon rank items. But this obviously shouldn't be the case. In reality, it is quite good to have 100 people driving there. But even if it arrives, unless it is cornered like Xiaoyan, most people will not choose to sell. Zhang Chushuan doesn't care about this. Anyway, too many high-grade items are in hand, and he can't use many of them for the time being, let alone after a 100-fold increase. 5 trading opportunities, or as much as possible to exchange for something used. After the strength of all the traversers is generally improved and the number of unboxing times is increased, there will be a surplus of good things, and it will be possible to change them when the time comes. Now he mainly punches out the name so that everyone will think of him for the first time. If there are really good things to bid on in the future, I am afraid that no one can compare with him. There is a 100-fold increase, it's just so willful. Today, let's trade these 4 things first. Soon, Zhang Chushuan screened out today's trading targets and quickly completed the deal. Found a consumable pill, ultimate quenching pill, and you can choose the following multiplier reward for consumption. If you find a hatchable spirit beast egg, purple electric eagle, you can choose the following multiplier reward for consumption. Found a consumable pill, Shengpintong trick pill, and you can choose the following defense rewards for consumption. Found a consumable formation, yellow rank upper grade gathering spirit array, consumption can be selected. P.S. This chapter is an extended version, kneeling to beg everyone to support the flower evaluation vote. Today there is one more and 1 plus more. Look at the author Jun working so hard, kneeling and begging the big ones to bring the flowers to 12,000. 6%. Chapter 24. Getting rich again. Ancestor, I can do it again, asking for flowers. There were 4 more trades today, and Zhang Chushuan used them up without much hesitation. First of all, a superb quenching pill was traded. The other party took the initiative to discount 3 top-grade quenching pills. This is a smart man. The best quenching pill does not have erysipelas to refine, which can save the refining time and improve the effect, is no different from the lower-grade quenching pill. If there is no second quenching pill to take in a hurry, the time saved in refining is chicken ribs. It is better to replace it with a few top-grade quenching pills. With the exercises learned, erysipelas can be refined in a few days, and then continue to take the next one. With the other party's thanks, Zhang Chushuan waved his hand to 5 top-grade pieces. After a 100-fold reward, this ultimate quenching pill becomes 100. Zhang Chushuan intends to turn the family into a kryptonite family and madly drug addiction to improve the realm. The ultimate pill does not have erysipelas, and he is not afraid that the realm perception is not enough to take it indefinitely. Zhang Chushuan intends to reserve it for a long time and improve the strength of family members. As for combat strength and perception and martial arts, he believes that the treasure chests opened by the traversers will definitely correspond to the things that are improved, and they can just throw money in exchange. In the second case, Zhang Chushuan traded a purple electric eagle spirit beast egg. Spirit beasts pay attention to bloodline inheritance, and the level can be divided into human rank, yellow rank, Zon rank, earth rank, etc., and each level also has 4 qualifications: lower grade, middle grade, upper grade, and extreme grade. Bloodline level means the realm they can reach as adults, the growth rate of qualifications, combat strength and talent of the same rank, and so on. The purple electric eagle is a yellow rank grade spirit beast, and its strength can be comparable to that of the late stage of the gathering spirit realm when it comes to adulthood. But if you want to cultivate the purple electric eagle, the resources that need to be consumed are also astronomical. The person who got the spirit beast obviously understood this, so he asked Zhang Chushuan to trade something more suitable for him. Zhang Chushuan ended up spending 100 top-grade quenching pills. Compared with the market price, the other party is obviously at a loss. But considering that only Zhang Chushuan promised to exchange now, the other party pinched his nose and agreed. 100-fold reward choice. Zhang Chushuan increased this spirit beast egg into 10 yellow rank extreme purple electric eagle eggs. When these 10 eggs are all hatched, as long as they are willing to invest, the Zhang family will soon be able to have a flying spirit beast whose strength is always comparable to that of a cultivator at the peak of the gathering spirit realm. The third item, Zhang Chushuan, was traded into a top-quality Tongji pill. Considering that many of the next lineages would enter the 10 levels of the refining body realm, the Tongjiao pill would become something that the Zhang family urgently needed. 100-fold increase reward. He chose 100 top-grade Tongji Dan. On the last trading opportunity, Zhang Chushuan chose array. Activating the array disc can turn into an eye and open a small formation. The eye cannot be changed once activated. Zhang Chushuan bought this array, and after activation, he can get a small yellow ranked gathering spirit array, with a top grade. After the formation is opened, it will automatically absorb the aura within a radius of 100 miles to within a radius of 10 miles, making the aura 8 times stronger. This is a good thing to assist in cultivation, and it is used by martial artists in the refining body realm. In an environment rich in aura, the speed of refining the body will increase. It's a girl who trades this array. Because of the difficult situation in the family, he endured the pain and traded with Zhang Chushuan. Zhang Chushuan was generous and gave 150 top-grade quenching pills. After making a 100-fold reward selection, Zhang Chushuan chose to increase this gathering spirit array into a grade spirit array under the Zan rank. The incarnation spirit array not only has a stronger ability to gather Reiki than the gathering spirit realm, every once in a while. The array eye position will also generate a lower grade spirit stone. This is a long-term income. You can get so many good things at once. Thanks to the Shui family and the Li family. A smile appeared at the corner of Zhang Chushuan's mouth. After exterminating Shui and Li and his family yesterday, the heritage of the two races was returned to the Zhang family. In addition to the 200 lower-grade quenching pills, 50 medium-grade quenching pills, and 10 upper-grade quenching pills in the common law line of the two ethnic groups, some were also found on many core members. A total of 300 lower-grade quenching pills, 70 medium-grade quenching pills, and 15 upper-grade quenching pills. Zhang Chushuan used a 100-fold increase to turn 300 lower-grade quenching pills into 10,000 lower-grade quenching pills, 1,000 medium-grade quenching pills, and 100 upper-grade quenching pills. 70 medium-grade quenching pills are exchanged for 70 high-grade quenching pills. 15 top-grade quenching pills are replaced with 150 high-quality quenching pills. For a long time, the Zhang family will not take the quenching pill, and it is all the best. The lower grade, the middle grade, and the upper grade are used to trade and cultivate subordinates. The deal is over, and it's time for me to regain my strength. Receiving everything in the system space, Zhang Chushuan no longer pays attention to the increasing private messages, and can't wait to pour out a life extension pill. His current strength has regressed, and it is the qi and blood withered caused by the shattering of the dantian and some hidden diseases. Swallowing life extension pills will increase the vitality of life expectancy. This vitality cannot repair the dantian, but it is absolutely no problem to eliminate hidden diseases and increase physical vitality. Swallowing the pill, Zhang Chushuan felt a powerful medicinal force spread out, pouring into his limbs and every cell. Under this power washing, he clearly felt his internal organs, and every muscle was repairing and becoming stronger. The power that was once possessed is also returning. Especially the little brother, a pillar of optimus to pay respect. Lao Tzu, I can do it again. 6%. Chapter 25. Beyond the peak, want to be heavenly pride 8,000 flowers plus. Click, click, click. Quote. As the life extension pill poured into Zhang Chushuan's limbs, the momentum on his body began to rise. The bones all over the body made a popping sound like fried beans. Refining the body fivefold, training the bone realm, re-arrived. Refining the body sixfold, refining the marrow realm, re-arrived. Bang, bang, bang. Quote. After the bone marrow was refined, Zhang Chushuan felt the meridians throughout his body begin to beat. The blood began to churn and the flow rate began to increase constantly. The spirit reaches a realm in an instant. Boom. With a drumming sound from his heart, Zhang Chushuan's whole body seemed to ignite explosives. The blood in the heart is the source, surging out and spreading in all directions. On the surface of Zhang Chushuan's body, a blood chi radiant rose into the sky, enveloping his whole body. In an instant, an aura that was several times stronger than before permeated this small room. On the side of Zhang Chushuan, Nangong Li had long since woken up, and his eyes couldn't help but widen when he saw this scene. She understood that this was a sign that a warrior had advanced to the blood refining realm. The blood refining realm is the first threshold in the late stage of the refining body realm. After entering the blood refining realm, the warrior began to temper a mouthful of blood. Only when the blood is tempered to its own extreme can it wash the 6 organs with chi and blood and enter the 8th realm of refining body. Heavy, and then rinse the 5 internal organs to complete the whole body quenching. Once he steps into the realm of blood refining, the warrior's momentum will change drastically, and when fighting, it will be like a sheathed divine soldier, with momentum in every move. It was precisely because of this momentum that Shui Li and his family, and even many people in Lingxia town, believed that Zhang Chushuan had regressed in strength and was defeated in qi and blood, fearing that his life would not be long in coming. Warriors, fight with heaven for their lives. With each breakthrough, the strength will become stronger. But once it goes downhill, it is bound to regress in an unstoppable trend. Boom! Zhang Chushuan's whole body qi and blood began to fill at a speed visible to the naked eye. Until a certain moment, suddenly like cotton absorbing water, it instantly poured into Zhang Chushuan's body. Refining the body sevenfold, refining the blood realm, re-arrived. Bang! X6. Next, every once in a while, there will be the sound of drumsticks. When the past 6 sounds, Zhang Chushuan's momentum rose again. Refining the body eightfold, refining the intestinal realm, rearing. Boom. X5. Immediately after, 5 more roars sounded. That's blood pounding the 5 organs. Every sound means that a dirty piece is washed away. After 5 sounds, Zhang Chushuan stood at the key point of the late stage of the refining body realm, and half a foot stepped into the Tongji realm. At this moment, Zhang Chushuan stopped breaking through, allowing the qi and blood to surge in the meridians in the body, constantly washing. He was reminiscing about the content of the Dragon Determination Body. The Transformation Dragon Decisive Refining Body chapter is the best of the best martial arts, and if you cultivate to perfection, you can open up 108 blood tricks in the whole body. That's right. The refining body realm is tenfold, and opening up the 36 blood tricks has never been the end of the refining body realm. The human rank extreme martial arts are also divided into 3, 6, 9, and so on. The second class, only the method of general know-how is recorded, but there is no blood trick method. Slightly stronger, record the method of general knowledge, and also record the method of 12 blood tricks. Then there are the 24 methods of blood induction. Finally, there are the 36 blood trick induction methods, plus the method of gathering spirits. This is no secret to the outside world. The Zhengjin trick that Xiao Yan wants is the yellow rank exercise, which is the last gear. But 36 blood tricks are not the end of the refining body realm. 90% of 9 martial artists stopped at the 10th level of the refining body realm throughout their lives. And 90% of the 9 refining body 10 heavy martial artists can only use the above-mentioned human rank extreme martial arts. And above the 10 layers of the refining body realm, there are also 11 layers of the refining body realm, which can open up the 37 to 72 blood tricks of the whole body. Those who can break through the 72 blood tricks of the whole body to break through the gathering spirit realm are all geniuses with profound blessings. Not to mention the town and county capital, even if it is a family in the county town, few people can do this. As long as these people do not fall halfway, they will definitely step into the big state stage. On top of the 11 layers of the refining body realm, there are also the 12th layers of the refining body realm, which can open up the 73 to 108 blood tricks of the whole body. Being able to do this step can lay the foundation of Tianzhao, and it is expected to become a young Tianzhao in a certain era. This kind of person, it is difficult for a small country to produce one in 100 years, even if he is born in a dynasty, he can stand out. But now, Zhang Chushuan has to do this. If he didn't do this, he wouldn't be able to complete the dragon transformation body, he wouldn't be able to complete the snake transformation python, and he wouldn't be able to repair the dantian. Unable to repair the dantian, he would not be able to gather spirits for the rest of his life. At least for the time being. Even with the help of the whole clan concentric skill, as long as the strength of the clan improves, his strength will always improve, but that is only combat strength, not the realm. If the realm is not broken, it is impossible to increase life. 100 years later it will still be a slope of Lois. We must break through 108 tricks and lay the foundation of heavenly pride. Zhang Chushuan opened his eyes and shot out a trace of substantial blood-colored aura. As early as 34 years ago, he had broken through to the 10 levels of the refining body realm. For the next 30 years, it has remained in this state. Until 3 years ago, the cultivation began to regress, to the point that some time ago, only the six-fold refining body realm could be seen. Now, walking the refining body road again, let him re-understand, not only use the Dragon Determination refining body chapter to familiarize himself with the body, but also just fit such an exercise. One day, the refining body is complete. The matching body method, human rank ultimate snake step, and human rank ultimate palm method snake chapter, have also reached mastery. Whether it is footwork or palm technique, all attributes can be used. The practice is a masterpiece, you can get the know-how. Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze, and he took out 6 ultimate Tongji pills in front of Nangong Li and swallowed them in one gulp. Boom. 6 tricks at the same time. The dragon is determined to operate. Refining the body 10 times, 7 tricks. Yes. Phew. Zhang Chushuan opened his mouth to exhale a cloudy breath and clenched his fist. His own strength beyond the peak of things made him intoxicated. Old master. Quote. Until Nangong Li's soft voice came to his ears, Zhang Chushuan was coming back to his senses. Goo. Toot. Zhang Chushuan's Adam's apple moved. Under the longevity pill, the life expectancy will be increased by 100 years. He is now physically functional, equivalent to the age of 30. Even due to the cultivation of the dragon determination, there was a great increase. And the dragon and snake are obscene. He cultivated the dragon decisive refining body to Dachang, and the little brother also followed the second development, and his interest was high. Suddenly seeing the glazed jade body of his beloved wife, he suddenly couldn't control it. Lear, I wronged you last night. Master, I will compensate you now. Nangong Li. 7%. Chapter 26. Master moves, famous weapon duel asking for flowers. Lear, the Lord knows that you hid your strength during the competition last night. In order to take care of the mood of the Lord. No. Nangong Li blinked her eyes dumbly. Is it installed? How did she not remember? Could it be that his talent martial arts regressed and didn't let the old man feel the water gushing? No need to lie to me anymore. Zhang Chushuan blew a breath of aura into Nangong Li's ear as usual. This is a weakness of Nangong Li. Zhang Chushuan attacked her weakness in order to arouse her fighting enthusiasm. After laying the groundwork, he took out his famous artifact Excalibur and attacked towards the Nangong Glass famous weapon Octopus Pot. A celebrity is a gifted ability. Nangong Li can have a famous weapon, which can be seen that she is still the proud daughter of the sky. Zhang Chushuan tied the knot with her, but also by some luck. You can also see it now. My strength is back, master. The end of the first battle last night was too fast, and it did not help you and me in cultivation and martial arts, and did not improve. Now let's do it all over again. It's not, sir. Don't, this, like that, slave. Slaves are not easy to mess with. Nangong Li finally stopped giving in because his opponent was his own man. Fighting should not be left untouched. You come and go to look good. Nangong Li runs the famous octopus pot. Octopus pots are clay pots used by high-ranking people living near the sea to catch octopuses. The jar has a small entrance, a slippery interior that is easy to enter, and a round and spacious interior that is convenient for imprisoning octopuses. It is thanks to this structure that the octopus pot can successfully catch octopus. In order to resist Zhang Chushuan Excalibur, Nangong Li took the initiative to control the official mouth of the famous octopus pot view. Zhang Chushuan felt that the Excalibur was blocked, and immediately ran his chi and blood. The two sides come and go, without giving in. Zhang Chushuan is actually more proficient in sword techniques, but fighting with the third wife today, naturally he can't be short-sighted, so he used his own sword method, 3 shallow and 1 deep. This is a very clever sword technique. Casting this sword technique, both sides will be attacked and feel a sense of paralysis. Under the reciprocity, whoever can't bear it first will faint. Zhang Chushuan even suspected that he had created a psychic attack. After a cup of tea. Quote, quote. Zhang Chushuan looked at Nangong Li, who fainted in his arms, a little speechless. Last night's battle seemed to have lasted so long. What is the situation of his wife? He knows very well. I don't know if it's a special constitution or a psychological problem. Nangong Li is extremely sensitive to him. Sensitive, the ears are blown up, and the body can be numbed in half. It doesn't seem to be pretended. But I only used one of the 10 styles of my Excalibur, and if I don't finish it, the sword chi can't shoot out, it will be very uncomfortable. What should I do? By the way, getting the life extension pill should make Mu Shui wake up. Maybe. Zhang Chushuan's eyes lit up and he thought of a way. However, before he could solve the problem of the talent Excalibur, he also needed to deal with yesterday's aftermath. Destroy the Shui and Li families at once, and with the size of the Zhang family, it will take a little time to digest. Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan carefully put Nangong Li on the bed, covered her with a quilt, and then shouted outside, "Here, fetch water." Quote. Squeak, quack. The door was pushed open, and several maids were already guarding outside, bringing in the prepared hot water basin and washing towels. This kind of life, Zhang Chushuan has been accustomed to for more than 30 years. But today, something has changed. Old father. Quote. Several maids looked at Zhang Chushuan and were stunned. Half an hour later, Zhang Family Council Hall. The core members of the Zhang family were all present, and the eyes looking in the first direction from time to time were very strange. On the first place, sat a young man about 30 years old, wearing a black rolling gold long coat, without a crown on his head, and a jade hairpin tied up in silver hair. A cyan jade belt around the man's waist reflects the jade hairpin at the same time, reflecting the whole person with a rich and beautiful appearance. The man's face is handsome and easygoing, and his expression is calm and elegant, but his eyes are cold, and a pair of black eyes seem to be in a dark pool, making people dare not stare for a long time. This person swallowed the life extension pill, and after increasing his life for a year, all the dark injuries on his body were recovered, and his physical functions returned to Zhang Chushuan, who was at the peak of his 20s. Next to Zhang Chushuan sat Zhang Jingshuan. The two of them had similar temperaments, their faces were 5 or 6 points similar, and they looked like blood relatives. But if it weren't for Zhang Jingshuan's breakthrough to the peak of the refining body realm, he looked much younger, while Zhang Chushuan's hair was still silver white, raising his age. Strangers may see them and think they are brothers. Daddy, how did you do this? Zhang Jingxi flashed his big eyes and asked the doubts in everyone's hearts. I swallowed a pill. Zhang Chushuan spoke lightly, his tone casual. Zhang Jingxi's eyes lit up at once, and he asked, could it be the legendary Zuyan Dan? Quote. In any world, women value their appearance the same way. Even Zhang Jingxi, this kind of fantasy version of the house girl, is just as crazy for Zuyan Dan. When the female relatives present heard Zhang Jingxi's words, their eyes lit up, and they looked at Zhang Chushuan with burning eyes. Cough. Putting the teacup down casually, Zhang Chushuan coughed lightly and said, I don't have a Yan Dan, only a life extension pill. Quote. Life extension pill. The female relatives all showed disappointed expressions. For them, Yan Dan is more attractive than life extension Dan. Normal women, which one doesn't want to be 18 forever? In comparison, the men know the value of the life extension pill better, and their hearts are hot. Even there is such a thing as life extension pill, and it is taken casually. Daddy, Grandpa, really is a hidden boss. Cowhide. Plosive. Okay. Zhang Chushuan didn't want Zhang to take the crooked building again, so he changed the topic and said, the purpose of convening everyone is to announce the family development plan I have formulated. Quote. In a month at the latest, I plan to let the family advance to the 9th product. Everyone. Meow, meow, meow. What did Zhang Chushuan say? Let the family advance to the 9th product in a month at the latest. How is this possible? Do not enter the family into the product, but to meet 3 conditions. Zhang family, can you complete one of them? 7%. Chapter 27. My granddaughter is the protagonist of the divorce stream. Family entry. A month at the latest. Everyone present looked at Zhang Chushuan with an incredible look. There are 3 prerequisites for not entering the family. 1. There need to be 3 early stage cultivators in the gathering spirit realm, or 1 cultivator above the middle stage of the gathering spirit realm. 2. You need to go to the county where the family is located for the record and complete a promotion task. 3. Need to accept 3 challenges from other families. Of these 3 conditions, the first point is that the Zhang family can't do it. In a month's time, it is estimated that Zhang Chushuan himself, who is hidden deeply, may break through to the gathering spirit realm. Others, although they are now practicing the earth tier exercises, and there seems to be an inexhaustible supply of pills in Zhang Chushuan's hands, but it seems to do. Everyone suddenly realized the Zhang family is no longer the same Zhang family as before. The exercises are the exercises under the earth, and the pills seem to be inexhaustible, and they are all high-quality pills. The gathering spirit realm, which used to be a lifelong goal, has long been not far away. Not to mention Zhang Chushuan, Zhang Jingxuan, Zhang Jinhao, Zhang Jingxi, and Zhang Yanmo are now all 10 martial artists in the refining body realm, and they have opened up 6 blood tricks. Maintain the speed. It is not difficult to break through the gathering spirit realm within a month. When the Zhang family has 5 gathering spirit realm cultivators, the first condition will naturally be met. As for the second condition, that's just a process. It is almost impossible for a family that can meet the first condition to fail to fulfill the second condition. The biggest difficulty is the third condition. A county is that big, with limited resources. For the Jupin family, if you can enjoy it alone, why share it with the second or even more people? In the entire Xuandian continent, there is a tacit understanding between families, which will test the new family. To put it bluntly, it is to get off the horse. It's all for profit, an unspoken rule. Looks like you've all figured it out. If the family wants to enter the product, the strength of you people must be brought up. Seeing everyone's expressions in his eyes, Zhang Chushuan took another sip of tea, his expression calm. The most important thing in a family is the strength of its core members. As long as these members have the strength, whether it is external development or internal management, it will be very simple. In the fantasy world, what speaks is a fist after all. Now I'll start talking about my plans. If you have comments or suggestions, you can put them forward. After it is perfected, it will be announced as soon as possible. Feeling that everyone almost understood what he meant, Zhang Chushuan began to talk about his plan. First of all, the family is divided into descendants and foreign lines. The family is responsible for improving strength, and improving strength. All resources provided by the family, Zhang Chushuan. Other families may not be able to break through any strength at many ages, and the children need to specialize in the side lineage and go outside to be responsible for running the business. But the Zhang family will never need it. The family business can be run by foreign children. Bala, Zhang Chushuan said a lot at once. Everyone was stunned when they listened. They have not heard of which family is built this way. That resource consumption will be an astronomical pile. Moreover, in the arrangement, Zhang Chushuan's treatment of foreign personnel is also a bit excessive. That's 3 times the average family's spending. Even if the Zhang family completely occupies Lingxia town, it will be quite difficult to do it. In response, Zhang Chushuan said that it was only 3 times the expenditure. There are 100-fold rewards in hand, all pediatrics. Father, I have 2 questions. When Zhang Chushuan finished speaking, Zhang Jingxuan, as the eldest son and the patriarch for a while, stood up first. You asked. Family resource issues. Don't worry about this. Do you think the father is like a person who lacks resources? Daddy, are you really a hidden boss? Zhang Chushuan laughed and said nothing. Zhang Jingxuan knew that there was nothing to be heard, so he asked the second question. The family business is completely run by outsiders, how to avoid them deceiving and concealing it? Quote. A big fist is the last word, Zhang Jingxuan understands and recognizes. As long as the Zhang family has strength, no one dares to dominate their family property. But there is no way that someone may be cheating and slippery, making fake accounts and being greedy. I have been prepared for this for a long time. Zhang Chushuan smiled slightly, stretched out his hand and patted it. Snap, snap. As the voice fell, the expressions of Zhang Jingxuan and the others suddenly changed, and they all looked at the location of the door. Da, da. With a dense sound of footsteps, 12 figures rushed in. These 12 people wore uniformly colored black robes, but their chests were engraved with phoenix tails and dragon claws. They all wore masks on their faces, 6 with phoenix patterns and 6 with dragon patterns. This is the Dark Guard, a group of talents I trained in secret, divided into 4 groups: Dragon, Phoenix, Qilin, and White Tiger. In the past, the Dragon group was responsible for secretly protecting the safety of Yumen and Jingxuan, and the Phoenix group was responsible for protecting the female dependents. Qilin and White Tiger each have their own tasks. From today's Phoenix group and Dragon group to the bright side. The problem you said, the members of the Qilin group and the White Tiger group will solve it. After that, Zhang Chushuan took another sip of tea. The family members suddenly had nothing to say. Everyone was shocked by this old ancestor. The evaluation of Shui Li and his family is correct. This old ancestor is really a treacherous old thief who can never finish using whole cards. The family arrangement is over. Zhang Chushuan asked Zhang Jingshuan to perform the specific operation, and he himself returned to the room, accompanied Nangongli to eat a warm breakfast, and then prepared to go to a secret place. However, as soon as the two of them went out, they were stopped by Zhang Jingshuan, whose face was blue. "Father, Sanyang, you may have to wait before you can leave." "Did something happen?" Nangongli said with concern. "It's that kid from the Mo family who came." Zhang Jingshuan gritted his teeth and said with a very ashamed face, "Most of them are here to withdraw from marriage." Quote. Divorce. Zhang Chushuan frowned. He didn't know about it. Speaking of 3 generations of family members, is anyone engaged? That, I have set a family affair for Yan Ran. Zhang Jingshuan did not dare to look at Zhang Chushuan and explained in a low voice. Zhang Jingshuan's eyes were cold. At the age of 13, she cultivated to the 7th level of the refining body realm, and was once called a genius girl, but suddenly her cultivation regressed to the refining body realm triple, and she has not been able to become stronger until now. She was actually going to be divorced. What is this? Could it be that her granddaughter is the protagonist of the divorce stream? Son of luck. Thinking of this, Zhang Chu opened the virtual page, entered the family section, and clicked on the specific information of Zhang Yanran among the family members. Things have been too busy these days, and he hasn't had time yet. Name: Zhang Yanran. Position: eldest daughter of 3 generations. Realm: refining body triple, original refining body realm 7-fold, due to. Closing parenthesis. Physique: Xuanian holy vein to be activated. Combat power: refining body quadruple. Exercises: dragon duel under the ground beginner. Human rank Shangpin, water yuan trick complete. Level 5. Human rank Shangpin, cold ice palm complete. Human rank spirit ape body complete. Xuanian holy vein. I didn't expect that my Zhang family really produced a Tianjiao. 1.7%. Chapter 28. Xuanian holy vein. Have an old woman with you. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. Xuanian holy vein. Zhang Chushuan breathed heavily. In the Xuantian continent, the first way to cultivate is to refine the body. When you open up at least 36 blood tricks in your body, you can induce the spiritual energy into the body, entrench in the Dantian, and step into the gathering spirit realm. Gathering spirit realm is a process of accumulation of Reiki. When the amount of Reiki in the Dantian accumulates to a certain extent, you can Reiki liquid, step into the incarnation realm, and call it a great cultivator. Above the incarnation spirit realm, there is also the Jaden realm, which is called a real person. Above the Jaden realm is the divine mansion realm, called the true monarch. Above the divine mansion realm is the distraction realm, which can be called the holy lord. Then there is the king of the divine realm, the saint of the dharma realm, the emperor of the unity realm, the great sage of the enlightenment realm to the quasi-emperor, and the final great emperor realm. Xuanian holy vein is a legend that only exists in women's saintly physiques. Once the awakening is successful, there will be a smooth road before cultivating to the Dharma phase realm, without any bottlenecks. Theoretically, as long as the resources were sufficient, the Xuanian holy vein could step into the Dharma phase realm in a short time. And those with the Xuanian holy vein can awaken all kinds of incredible magical powers. This is the body of heavenly pride. Could it really be that I guessed correctly? My granddaughter is still the son of luck. Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but fall into thought. Whether it is the realm of cultivation or the magic method, the Xuanian holy vein is the best among the holy bodies. If you develop this physique, you can also be dominant among the many Tianjiao. The only disadvantage of this trait is that it is extremely difficult to open. Or it's hard to turn on in time. The owner of the Xuanian holy vein cultivates to the blood refining realm, and will enter the holy vein awakening period, warming the holy vein with the qi and blood of the whole body. This period will last for 3 years. Within 3 years, the holy vein was successfully awakened, and the owner ascended to the sky one step at a time, directly stepping into the peak of the refining body realm, and without the method of induction, he could feel the 108 blood tricks of the whole body, and he only needed to accumulate all the know-how. With the foundation of heavenly pride, step into the realm of gathering spirits. However, if the awakening is not successful within 3 years, the holy vein will freeze itself and become a dead vein, and the owner will stop at the triple refining realm for his entire life. Opening the Xuanian holy vein. The consumption is not much, even if the ordinary Jupan family can take it out. The only problem is that the Xuanian holy vein cannot be detected before awakening. In short, even if someone regressed in cultivation, no one dared to assert that he had the Xuanian holy vein and invested resources in cultivation, unless it was those big sects. Therefore, those who can open the Xuanian holy vein have great perseverance and great luck. However, I have a family panel, and I can conclude that Yan Ran has the Xuanian holy vein. Besides, I now have a 100-fold reward ability. I don't know that I have the Xuanian holy vein, and I have enough resources to try. I just don't know if Yan Ran has a master with him. Mother-in-law. Quote. I'll have to observe this. Many thoughts flashed through my mind, but only a second had passed from the outside world. Zhang Chushuan pondered for a moment, glared at Zhang Jingshuan and said, how long has it been since Yan Ranshu regressed? Quote. Zhang Jingshuan didn't understand why Zhang Chushuan suddenly asked about it, but he still replied respectfully, there are still half a month to turn 3 years. Quote. Is there still half a month? Zhang Chushuan put his heart down. The marriage that Yan is your deserved, Lao Su does not recognize it. This Zhang family, or I have the final say. This kid named Mo Fan has no marriage to withdraw. But I'm curious about what this male version of Nolan looks like. Go and see. With a wave of his hand, Zhang Chushuan walked towards the front yard first. Nangong Li covered his mouth and chuckled. The master is still so domineering. Really handsome. The corners of Zhang Jingshuan's mouth twitched. What a male version of Nolan Yanran. This dad is saying something inexplicable again. Meanwhile, Zongjia Mansion, a cultivation room. Above the futon, Zhang Yanran sat cross-legged with his eyes closed, his hands comparing a strange handprint placed on his chest. A layer of moisture permeated her, if there was none. As you breathe in, the amazingly developed mountains rise and fall slightly. In her body, qi and blood are constantly circulating, and the water mist around her body will enter the body along her mouth and nose, constantly warming the meridians. Phew. Gently exhaling a cloudy breath, the girl opened her eyes, revealing watery eyes. In his eyes, a trace of sadness flashed from under his eyes. It's useless to swallow the ultimate tiger bone-quenching pill, am I really a waste? Zhang Yanran's beautiful face showed a sad look, and his hands subconsciously clenched into fists. She only has the triple refining body, and she is not even as good as her younger siblings, and she can be said to be the lowest member of the family. Maybe I should really give up. Even if the family resources increase, there is no need to waste it on my bottomless pit. Zhang Yanran shook his head with a bitter smile, stood up and moved, stretching his limbs that had become a little stiff from sitting for a long time. After a simple movement, she was ready to go to Zhang Chushuan to explain her plan. After all, this grandfather just said that the family line should cultivate. At this moment, the cheerful voice of the little sister Zhang Yangxin came from outside the room. Sister, I heard that the future brother-in-law is here. Meet my father and grandfather in the hall. Let's go and take a look. Quote. Exener, you talk nonsense again. Zhang Yanran pushed open the door of the cultivation room and walked out, stretching out his show finger and lightly touching Zhang Yangxin's forehead. For the fiancé that her father suddenly set for herself, she had never even met, so naturally she had no special emotions. If it had been before, she would never have been interested in seeing it. But today, she had other ideas. Okay, let's go and meet you. Smiling lightly, Zhang Yanran walked towards the outside of the courtyard. I know you're curious too. Looking at her sister's exquisite and beautiful face, Zhang Yangxin smiled and hugged an arm. But in a dead corner that Zhang Yanran couldn't see, a trace of distress and regret flashed in her eyes. My sister was extremely talented at the beginning. If her cultivation hadn't regressed, she would definitely be stronger than her eldest brother now. If you catch up with the current patriarch's grandfather's welfare, you must have broken through to the peak of the refining body realm now. It's a shame. The two women had their own thoughts, and did not notice that the surface of the turquoise hairpin on Zhang Yan's dye head flashed an emerald color. This king finally woke up. Quote. 7%. Chapter 29. First use of avenue-level fields asking for flowers. The Zongjia Mansion, the backyard on the way to the front yard hall. Zhang Yangxin hugged Zhang Yanyan's arm and asked in a low voice, Sister, do you know the news of your future brother-in-law? Quote. Zhang Yanran hesitated for a moment and nodded. My mother once told me that I know something. Quote. Tell me about it. Zhang Yangxin suddenly became interested. She only knew that the uncle had always been very satisfied with this foreign son-in-law, and he had verbally agreed with others without even telling his grandfather. In the past 3 years, Zhang Yanren's strength has not improved, and everyone cares about her. If you can marry a good husband-in-law, and then have a maiden force such as the Zhang family as a backer, Zhang Yanren can be happy in the future. This is the most serious thought in Zhang Yangxin's 13-year-old little head. Zhang Yanren read the concern in his sister's eyes, and a smile flashed in his eyes, and he said, I only know that this person is from the Mo family and is named Mo Fan. Quote. Zhang Yanren revealed what he knew and confessed. The Mo family is one of the 3 major families in Yanqi town, not far from Lingxia town, and the strongest person in the clan is a 9-fold martial artist of the refining body realm. 10 years ago, Zhang Jingxuan went out to practice and met the young patriarch of the Mo family at that time, that is, Mo Fan's father, Mo Yun. The two went to the Fierce Beast mountain range together, and Zhang Jingxuan rescued Mo Yun many times. The relationship deepened, the two drank together, and verbally shouted that they wanted to be the parents of their children. Mo Yun is a person who does what he says, and after waking up, he and Zhang Jingxuan finalized this matter. Zhang Jingxuan felt that it was okay, so he verbally agreed. Later, Zhang Yanren's strength regressed, and Mo Yun not only did not regret it, but also personally sent a letter to show that Zhang Jingxuan was willing to write a marriage letter immediately. Pity the hearts of parents in the world. For Zhang Yanren, Zhang Jingxuan actually wanted to deal with this matter at that time. But in the end, at Zhang Yanren's insistence, this did not happen. But Mo Yun swore that this matter was set, and he would abide by the agreement without the marriage certificate. Zhang Jingxuan was very touched and completely recognized this friend. In this way, this uncle Mo Yun is really good. Zhang Yangxin ticked Mo Yun in her heart. Zhang Yanren nodded gently. Cultivated by Zhang Chushuan, the Zhang family has a set of methods for knowing people. If Mo Yun's appearance is different, he can't become a close friend with Zhang Jingxuan. What about Mo Fan? Zhang Yangxin asked. This one. Zhang Yanren shook his head. After her cultivation regressed, she devoted herself to cultivation and did not understand this matter in depth. About Mo Yun, when her mother Xia Jingqiu mentioned it, she felt that this uncle was a good person, so she remembered it in her heart. It's good if you see it with your own eyes. Zhang Yan pointed to the front. During the exchange, the two had already arrived at the back hall of the council hall. In the front hall, Zhang Chushuan sat on the front floor, slowly drinking tea. He sat Nangong Li on his side, wearing a purple long skirt, dignified and elegant, with a mature girl's temperament all around, but his face looked only in his 20s, which was particularly eye-catching. Zhang Jingxuan sat in the first position on the right-hand side of Zhang Chushuan, next to Xia Jingqiu. Nangong Lu's left-hand position sat 3 people, a man, a woman and a teenager, wearing a uniform robe, with a star and moon pattern carved on the back of the robe, and his temperament was ethereal. Mr. Xinghong, can you explain your intentions? Zhang Jingxuan bowed to the young man. The young man looked arrogant and nodded. Hello Patriarch Zhang, this is why I took the liberty to come to the nobles, I have something to ask for. Quote. Zhang Jingxuan glanced at the young man and nodded to the young man. Mr. Xinghong said that it is okay, as long as it is within the scope of my Zhang family's ability, I will definitely help you. The implication is that within the scope of our ability, we do not cooperate. The young man frowned slightly. Over the years, he has been away from home for some Jupan families in the county, and the other party is extremely polite, and Zhang Jingxuan's attitude makes him uncomfortable. But thinking of the purpose of coming to the Zhang family this time, he did not get angry, pointed to the young man on his side and said, Zhang Jiazhuang should recognize him, right? Quote. Him. Zhang Jingxuan looked at the young man seriously, and suddenly said, it turned out to be Mo Fengxian's nephew, but I haven't seen it for a long time. Quote. Zhang Jingxuan's voice revealed alienation. Mo Fan he had seen it a long time ago. I just guessed what the other party was thinking and didn't want to deal with it. I've seen Uncle Zhang. Mo Fan stood up and saluted. Zhang Jingxuan looked at him and said coldly, I haven't congratulated you on being included in the door wall of the Xingyu sect yet. Quote. At this time, if you don't cultivate well in the sect, but run to this small place in Lingxia town, you won't be bored to play, right? This. Mo Fan was a little embarrassed and looked at the young man beside him. The latter frowned slightly and said, Mo Fan was detected to have a golden spirit body, and has been accepted as a personal disciple by the Star Vein master of my Xingyu sect. Quote. In the tradition of my Xingyu sect, sect disciples do not intermarry with outsiders. Not to mention the holy sun. Poof. Zhang Chushuan didn't hold back, and a sip of tea spewed out directly. The Xingyu sect is the head of the three major nine-rank sects in Qingchuan Mansion, a little stronger than the Burning Incense Valley and the Xichao sect, and has a peak ancestor of the Gathering Spirit realm. But after all, it was just a 9-rank sect. A 9-pin sect, one of the veins, the young sect master candidate. Dare to call the sun too. If this is heard by those sons and daughters who are born in the Holy Land, I don't know how to feel. You may feel that your identity has been desecrated and you will destroy the Star Moon sect at will. What do you mean? The young man looked at Zhang Chushuan, his gaze unkind. For the man sitting on this first place, he has long been dissatisfied. Boom. The blood trick opens, connecting the heavens and the earth, and there is a surge of spiritual power around the body, forming a cycle. This young man was actually a gathering spirit realm cultivator. Zhang Chushuan squinted and stared. Do you have an opinion? Quote. When the words fell, the young man's pupils suddenly shrank. An unprecedented sense of crisis exploded in his heart. The blood trick of the whole body is like a mouse meeting a cat, and the turtle does not move in an instant. The aura of the outside world cannot be felt at once. The Dantian also seemed to be frozen and could not operate at all. Not only that, but the qi and blood in the body cannot be mobilized. My own strength seems to be gone. Zhang Chushuan's eyes flashed suddenly. It turns out to be invincible. It's such an invincible. Powerful. 8%. Chapter 30. What about the withdrawal flow? 800 reviews plus more. Invincible realm. It turned out to be such an invincible. After the young man showed his cultivation of gathering spiritual realms, Zhang Chushuan's eyes froze, and he opened the Dao-level invincible realm for the first time. There are two ways to open this field. First, Zhang Chushuan took the initiative to open it. Second, when Zhang Chushuan encounters danger, the field will automatically open. Zhang Chushuan has always guessed that after opening the realm, he will temporarily improve his strength and reach the point of being stronger than his opponent. But now, he realized that he was wrong. After the realm is opened, it is not that his strength will increase, but that the opponent's strength will be suppressed to the refining body realm. On closer thought, Zhang Chushuan felt that this made sense. There is too much uncertainty about really giving him a temporary boost in strength. Suppose you come to a great emperor and be proficient in all kinds of magic powers. Could it be that his strength will also be raised to the great emperor level? He is a martial artist of the refining body realm, and he suddenly has the great emperor realm. How much strength can he exert? The assessment of the strength of both sides is a very troublesome matter. It is better to suppress the opponent's strength to the refining body realm, which is more crisp. Even if the great emperor enters his realm, his cultivation will be suppressed to the refining realm, and his magic power cannot be used at all, and the imperial weapon cannot be controlled. And he has the peak strength of the refining body realm, and he can be stronger in the future, and in this field, he can naturally be invincible. Give me some quiet. Zhang Chushuan glanced at Xinghong. Xinghong tried to mobilize qi, blood and spiritual power, but he was never successful, and he was afraid in his heart and did not dare to refute at all. Zhang Chushuan shifted his gaze, put it on Mo Fan, and asked lightly, "Little guy, you come here, does Mo Yun know?" Quote. Zhang Chushuan is very short. His granddaughter is going to be withdrawn. Although it is only a verbal marriage contract, he still has the urge to destroy the other party. He just endured without breaking out. It's not that I'm afraid of the Xingyu sect. With virtual panel trading functions and unboxing functions, invincible avenue level realms, and a 100-fold reward ability, he is not even afraid of the great emperor, and he will be afraid of a Xingyu sect. The reason for not making a move was because of Zhang Jingshuan's request. Zhang Jingshuan firmly believed that Mo Yun would not do anything treacherous. Mo Fan came to the door to withdraw from marriage. There may be hidden feelings. For example, sect persecution. To verify this, Zhang Jingshuan asked Zhang Chushuan to give him time to figure out the situation first. Zhang Chushuan agreed. But now, Zhang Jingshuan trembled. He understood that his father was already impatient. Although I don't know how Zhang Chushuan managed to make Xinghong obedient, this did not prevent him from being more in awe of this father in his heart. It can't be delayed any longer. Zhang Jingshuan sighed in his heart, and also asked Mo Fan, "You came here, does your father know?" Quote. After asking, Zhang Jingshuan closed his eyes. He was afraid to hear answers he didn't want to hear. The Xingyu sect is a dual cultivation sect, internally divided into the star vein and the moon vein, recruiting female disciples and male disciples respectively, and the two veins complement each other. Mo Fan was accepted by the star vein, and according to the regulations, he needed to find a Taoist in the moon vein, and the two of them practiced the double cultivation secret method. If Zhang Yanren's strength did not regress, he would probably be accepted as a disciple by Yimei, and the two would have the opportunity to become a Taoist. But 3 years have passed. Zhang Yanren is still refining the body triple. Zhang Jingxuan understood that the two of them were a personal disciple of the 9-rank sect, and the other had no hope of breaking through the early stage of refining for life, which was not suitable. He had already been mentally prepared for the day of the dissolution of the marriage contract, and he was not angry. After all, it was originally a verbal promise of wine promised by the parents after drinking too much, and there was no marriage certificate. It was always Mo Yun who made him embarrassed. When a man goes to a high place, so does he. As long as Mo Yun came to him and the two had a drink, this matter would be over. He just didn't expect that it would actually be Mo Fan who personally came to the door and withdrew from the marriage with great fanfare. This is a slap in the face. Zhang Chushuan, on the other hand, cares most about face. Mo Yun, a brother of life and death, feels that he has handed it over. My father didn't know I was here. As soon as Mo Fan spoke, he made Zhang Jingxuan open his eyes suddenly, and a look of joy flashed in his eyes. After being overjoyed, Zhang Jingxuan said in disbelief, "You ran to withdraw from marriage yourself." Quote, "Can't you? It may be that with the support of the Xingyu sect, Mo Fan acted very tough, and said, my father is simply an old stubborn and pedantic." Quote, "Say what brother Yinyu, weigh 1,000 pounds. Casually set me this marriage, and sold me without even knowing what the woman looked like. Fortunately, I have a golden spirit body and was accepted as a personal disciple by the master. As a disciple of the Xingyu sect, of course I have to find a Taoist in the sect. Since my father can't show this old face, then I'll do it myself." Mo Fan said a lot in one breath, as if he was venting. When Zhang Jingxuan heard this, it was angry and funny. The context is clear. He didn't look at the wrong person. Mo Yun didn't let him hope. Everything is Mo Fan's adolescent rebellion and does not want to be betrothed. Joining the Xingyu sect gave him confidence, so he ran to the Zhang family to suppress people. I plan to make things a set fact first, and then go to deal with Mo Yun. From Mo Fan's standpoint, he was right to do so. But he used it in the wrong way. One thing that would have been easy to solve. It's so noisy. Anyway, Zhang Chushuan was angry. He was angry and someone had to pay the price. Little. Zhang Chushuan is ready to leave Mo Fan with a lesson that will last a lifetime. It's just a golden spirit body, and it has a bit of an advantage before cultivating to the transformation spirit realm. Compared to the Xuanian holy vein, it's nothing. But before he could speak, a nursing home voice suddenly sounded outside the hall. Patriarch, the head of the Mo family in Yanqi town is visiting. Quote, the head of the Mo family in Yanqi town. Isn't that Mo Yun? The Lord actually came. Let him in. Zhang Chushuan ignored Zhang Jingxuan's gaze and spoke. Yes, the nursing home responded. There was silence in the hall. Mo Fan's expression was calm, and his clenched hands betrayed his true mood. About half a minute later, a middle-aged man's hearty laughter sounded outside the door. Brother Zhang, I brought the little girl to find you. Quote, where's your son? The marriage that was originally agreed can be handled, right? Take the little girl, come to find the son. Zhang Chushuan threw an inquiring look at Zhang Jingxuan. Zhang Jingxuan's expression was innocent, indicating that I was also confused. Zhang Chushuan, what a fairy script this is. What about the said withdrawal flow? What about playing? 8%. Chapter 31. The heavenly proud girl who sent to the door, Zhang Chushuan Mocha asking for flowers. Under everyone's gaze, a middle-aged man with a strong body, handsome appearance and bright eyes walked into the hall. Behind the man, he also followed a girl in a black dress, long hair shawl, a black hairband tied in her hair, dressed like a little witch, but 15 or 16 years old. Her skin was better than snow, and her complexion was beautiful. This woman is 3 or 4 points similar to Hanzi, and her beauty should be inherited from her mother. Brother Zhang, the middle-aged man smiled and was about to say something. But when he saw Mo Fan in the hall and the two people beside Mo Fan, his expression froze and he sank directly. Reverse son, why are you here? The middle-aged man walked up to Mo Fan, and there seemed to be a flame burning in his eyes. Mo Fan shrunk his neck, but thinking that his identity was different now, he forced himself to argue. I obey the master's order to settle the marriage contract. Quote, only in this way can I enter into an enlightened relationship with senior sister Uxe. Under the tension, Mo Fan said a shocking secret. It turned out that because he had a golden spirit body, he had a great chance to break through to the transformation spirit realm, and was accepted as a closed disciple by Xingyu sect's star Vane master Xingyunzi, Dao Xingfan. Xingyunzi also introduced her daughter Yuexi to Mo Fan, wanting the two to become a Taoist couple to deepen the relationship between the two parties. Naiyu Qisheng's flower appearance and moon appearance have the title of Moon Fairy in Dongchuan province. Mo Fan fell in love at first sight and immediately agreed to come down. But afterwards, he thought that he still had a marriage contract made by Mo Fan. He went home to Mo Fan hoping to withdraw from marriage. But Mo Fan did not agree, and scolded him. There was no way, he had to cut it first, go to the Zhang family to retire first, make everything an established fact, and then talk about others. As for whether this will break the relationship between Mo Fan and Zhang Jingxuan, Mo Fan felt that as long as he suddenly reached the gathering spirit realm in the future, everything would not be a problem. The Zhang family can only curse him. Reverse Sun. Mo Fan actually knew Mo Yun's mind. It was inevitable that Mo Zhang's two in-laws could not do it, and they also became enemies, and he thought hard and finally thought of a way to get the best of both worlds. I never thought that this villain would actually come one step ahead of him to do everything. I actually had compensation. Seeing that Mo Yun was angry and annoyed, Mo Fan took out a medicine bottle with some grievances. In the medicine bottle, there is a lower grade Tongji Dan. With Mo Fan's current status, it is not difficult to get such a pill. Tongji Dan. Mo Yun's eyes suddenly glared at the boss, slapped Mo Fan's head, and said angrily, "Reverse Sun, your father and I don't even have the know-how, you actually give such a precious pill to outsiders." Quote. Mo Yun's words attracted the attention of everyone in the Zhang family. Behind Mo Yun, the corner of the black dress woman's mouth twitched, and she slowly turned her head, indicating that she didn't know this fool. Cough. Zhang Jingxuan coughed lightly. Mo Yun reacted instantly, blood dripping from his heart, and said with a smile at the corner of his mouth, "I mean, this pill should be counted in the little girl's dowry." Quote. "How can you send it first? I don't pay attention to it at all." "Yes, brother Zhang." Mo Yun squeezed his eyebrows at Zhang Jingxuan. Zhang Jingxuan nodded cooperatively. Mo Yun proved with practical actions that he did not intersect this brother of life and death. He was in a good mood. Zhang Chushuan sat on the first place and also recognized Mo Yun. Obviously, the marriage contract that Mo Yun and Zhang Jingxuan made at the beginning was aimed at Zhang Yanren and Mo Fan. Originally, although Mo Fan was unwilling, he couldn't resist. But after joining the Xingyu sect and having a backer, he immediately began to resist. Mo Yun saw that he couldn't suppress this contrarian, so he thought of an alternative. Let the children marry and become the marriage of women. It's just that the method has not been implemented, and Mo Fan withdrew from marriage one step ahead of him. "Father, are you going to push your little sister into the fire pit?" Mo Yun took out great courage to glare at Mo Fan, and said angrily, "Uncle Zhang has a life-saving person, we are grateful, but why do you use our marriage as a reward?" Quote. "What did you say?" Mo Yun human glared. This reverse Sun is really tough, and he dares to question it in front of outsiders. "Little sister, what about you? How willing to be this victim?" Quote. Mo Fan pretended not to hear and turned to look at Mo Xiaoxiao. "You think I'm you?" Mo Xiaoxiao pouted and said proudly, "I promised my father that he could get married, provided that the other party could beat me." Quote. "My Zhang family doesn't have to marry your Mo family." Zhang Yanmo spoke. As the eldest grandson of the third generation of the Zhang family, and related to the marriage of his own sister, he has always been present. It's just that the elders spoke before, and he was not good at interjecting. But in the face of the Mo family's peers, he couldn't bear it. "That's the best." Mo Xiaoxiao hugged his chest with both hands and said lazily, "I don't want to marry anyway." Quote. "Let my father think of other ways to repay Uncle Zhang." This Mo Xiaoxiao has a lot of personality. Zhang Jingxuan was speechless for a while. Zhang Chushuan was suddenly upset. With him, his Zhang family is bound to become the most cattle family in the whole continent in the future, and even the whole family will soar to the previous term. At this time, it is time to be tough and say, "Get out." Master. Just as Zhang Chushuan was about to speak up and teach his son and grandson how to be domineering, his left arm was suddenly pulled by Nangong Li. "What's wrong?" Zhang Chushuan asked suspiciously. Nangong Li leaned into his ear and whispered a few words. Seriously, Zhang Chushuan glanced at Mo Xiaoxiao and was magically surprised. I'm not sure about anything else, but this girl has the same physique as the lady, I won't admit it. Nangong Li nodded lightly and said firmly, it's the Tianyan holy body. Quote. Zhang Chushuan slapped the table. This granddaughter-in-law, he wants it. It's so fragrant. 8%. Chapter 32. This granddaughter-in-law is compared to one. Opening parenthesis, closing parenthesis. The Tianyan holy body is a holy body, which is more powerful than the Xuanian holy vein. With the Xuanian holy vein, after activation, it is a smooth road until the Dharma phase realm, and there is no bottleneck. And with the Tianyan holy body, until the enlightenment realm, it is a smooth road, without bottlenecks, and is known as one of the closest physiques to the great emperor. Zhang Chushuan's wife, Nangong Mushui, is this physique. It's a pity that for various reasons, Nangong Mushui has not yet developed, so the Dantian is broken and falls into a long sleep. I didn't expect Mo Xiaoxiao to have this kind of physique. Zhang Chushuan's eyes were hot. He must be made part of the Zhang family. A person with such excellent genes is barely qualified to enter his Zongjia. That's right, that's it. Brother Mo, you don't have to entangle. Zhang Chushuan was thinking about how to speak. Zhang Jingshuan suddenly patted Mo Yun's shoulder, and said seriously, when I was in danger, you would also come to rescue me, didn't you? Quote. You and I are brotherly, why do you need to use the next generation of marriage contracts to continue? Want me to see? I want you to see a fart. Zhang Chushuan interrupted violently. This reverse son actually wanted to push a Tianyan holy body out of the door, and it was simply unbeaten. Zhang Chushuan immediately interrupted him and said in a positive tone, the life of parents, the words of the matchmaker, how can they change the order day and night? Quote. That's it. This girl named Mo Xiaoxiao made a marriage contract with Yan Mo, and the marriage will be completed soon. Zhang Jingshuan. Daddy, that's not what you said before you came to the conference hall. Doesn't it mean that the Zhang family does not accept arranged marriages? Isn't it advocating free love? Nangong Li. The Lord really hasn't changed at all. Reality. Lovely again. Zhang Yanmo. Q. What is it like to suddenly have a fiancé? Mo Yun. This handsome guy is so domineering. I like it, but who is he? Mo Xiaoxiao. Uncle, who are you? Do you mean what you say? Mo Xiaoxiao questioned. Zhang Chushuan did not answer, and glanced at Zhang Jingshuan. The latter understood and introduced Mo Fan. This is my father, who just took up the position of patriarch the day before yesterday, and you haven't seen it when you come to the Zhang family a few times ago. Quote. This is old Master Zhang. Mo Fan showed an expression that you seem to be teasing me. There are no rumors that Zhang Chushuan is defeated in qi and blood, dying of old age, and his strength has regressed seriously. How is it so young? The one in front of him said that it was Zhang Jingshuan's brother, and everyone believed it. Now, do you think my words count? Zhang Chushuan smiled at Mo Xiaoxiao. Of course. Mo Xiaoxiao nodded, and then asked a little jumpily, are you really this guy's grandfather? Quote. As he spoke, Mo Xiaoxiao pointed at Zhang Yanmo. I have a name, Zhang Yanmo. Zhang Yanmo has a black line. This woman is beautiful, but not cute at all. How did Grandpa let himself marry her? I am. Zhang Chushuan probably guessed what Mo Xiaoxiao cared about, pointed to Nangong Li beside him, and said, this is my third lady, 65 years old this year. Quote. It's just a trick to stop your face. If you want to learn and marry into the Zhang family, it's naturally no problem. Mo Xiaoxiao looked at Nangong Li, and his eyes suddenly lit up, very moved. But she had her own insistence, shrugged her shoulders and said, if this guy can beat me, I'm okay. Quote. Zhang Yanmo felt that he was being looked down upon, and said to each other, is it difficult to defeat you? Quote. How heavy is your refining body realm? Mo Xiaoxiao is very crisp. Sevenfold. Zhang Yanmo spat out 2 words, his voice was neither sad nor happy. If it is an ordinary small family member, this age reaches the 7th level of the refining body realm, and the tail is afraid that it can be cocked to the sky. But Zhang Yanmo is careful and calm, understands the truth that there are people outside the world, has always been strict with himself, and does not feel that the 7-fold of the refining body realm is so great. Refining body realm 7-fold. Mo Xiaoxiao showed a surprised expression and looked at Zhang Yanmo seriously. Mo Yun was also surprised. He didn't expect Zhang Jingshuan's eldest son to be a genius. Then he grinned. It seems that he also found himself a dragon son-in-law. Mo Fan frowned slightly. The middle stage of refining to the late stage of refining is a threshold. He was a few years older than Zhang Yanmo, but after joining the Xingyu sect, he had only recently broken through his strength to the 7th level of the refining body realm. What about you? Zhang Chushuan asked rhetorically. Same as you. Mo Xiaoxiao shrugged indifferently. This time it was Zhang Jingxuan's turn and Zhang Yanmo who were surprised. Mo Xiaoxiao is obviously younger than Zhang Jingxuan. And Zhang Jingxuan relied on the pill to break through to the 7th. Compared to this, Mo Xiaoxiao is the real genius. Zhang Chushuan and Nangong Lu are not surprised. The Tianyan holy body can only awaken until the gathering spirit realm, and when the owner is in the refining body realm, he has no other special abilities except that the refining body enters the realm relatively quickly. The owners of the Tianyan holy body are all black-haired and black-pupiled, and the black pupil will have an extra touch of silver and white in the center, giving people a sense of déjà vu when viewed seriously. But at first glance, it is difficult for ordinary people to notice. Of course, people who are familiar with the heavenly yin holy body can easily capture this white. Nangong Li relied on this to determine Mo Xiaoxiao's physical condition. Well, I don't need to let you. Zhang Yanmo moved his wrist and said squarely, do you want to go out and compete now? Quote. I'm fine. Mo Xiaoxiao shrugged his shoulders and said that it didn't matter. The two looked at Zhang Chushuan at the same time, asking for his opinion. As for Mo Yun and Zhang Jingxuan, their opinions didn't matter. Since you want to compete, let's compete. Zhang Chushuan is as good as the flow. He has a way to ensure that Zhang Yan will win steadily. Mo Xiaoxiao is already their Zhang family. But before the competition starts, Zhang Chushuan has one more thing to deal with. Yan Ran, Yan Xin, you two come out. With the Dao level invincible realm open, no one could hide Zhang Chushuan's perception. Grandpa, Zhang Yanran and Zhang Yangxin walked out of the back hall and came to Zhang Chushuan to salute respectfully. Zhang Yanran's expression was calm, as if he hadn't heard the discussion in front of the hall. Zhang Yangxin was filled with righteous indignation, glaring at Mo Fan fiercely. My sister can't look at you, a narcissist, and ran to withdraw from marriage, making people laugh out of their big teeth. Quote. Your sister. Mo Fan was stunned for a moment, then realized later, and looked at Zhang Yanran. The next moment, Mo Fan's eyes widened. Beautiful, so beautiful. As if coming out of a painting, the real immortal is in the fan. I knew that my father was looking for him such a stunning look. How could he have agreed? For the first time, regret rose in Mo Fan's heart. But thinking that UXC was not bad, he endured this emotion. At this time, Zhang Chushuan said, this kid thinks very highly of himself, running back to withdraw from the unwarranted marriage contract, hurting my granddaughter's name. Being a grandfather, I can't treat it as if I didn't see it. Quote. I want to prove one thing to the outside world. It's not that we can't be worthy of you, it's that you are not worthy of our family's words at all. This kid naturally refers to Mo Fan. Zhang Chushuan transferred the marriage contract to Mo Xiaoxiao and Zhang Jingxuan. You don't have to lose face, and you also picked up a granddaughter-in-law of the Tianyan holy body for nothing, which is very wonderful. Externally, everyone saved face. But everyone knows what the truth is. Zhang Chushuan protects his shortness and does not want his granddaughter to be wronged. Therefore, it must be proved that Mo Fan is not worthy of Zhang Yanran. Ahem. Mo Yun was the first to react and coughed lightly. He was very dissatisfied with the messy things his son had done. Zhang Chushuan wants to fight for face for his granddaughter, which is completely understandable. Of course, after all, it is his own son, and it is not good to suffer losses directly. So he took the initiative to cooperate. Master, how to prove it? Quote. Easy. Zhang Chushuan tilted slightly and said lightly. Compare 1.8%. Chapter 33. Spirit stones only, Grandpa is enough to. Compare 1. As soon as Zhang Chushuan's words came out, everyone was stunned. Do you mean to let Zhang Yanran and Mo Fan have a try? Zhang Yanran is only able to refine the body realm triple. Even if he can leapfrog the battle, he must not be Mo Fan's opponent of the sevenfold refining body realm. The gap is too big. Even if there are martial arts that can make up for it, it is not the Zhang family. Then Shouwei, not to mention. Then talent, although Zhang Yanran is younger, Mo Fan is a golden spirit body. Then family lineage. The Mo family has hundreds of years of inheritance, although it is not the opponent of the Zhang family compared to the comprehensive strength now, but it may not be worse than the background. The point is that behind Mo Fan is not only the Mo family, but also the 9-rank superior sect, the Xingyu sect. What does Zhang Yanran take in Mo Fan be? Grandpa. Zhang Yan dyed his lips and wanted to stop talking. If she can, she also wants to be proud of the Zhang family. If she could, no matter how hard she tried, she was willing to try. But for 3 whole years, she has not broken through the current realm. She's a trash. How can Zhang Chushuan win glory for the clan? This. Mo Yun felt a little embarrassed, and hesitated. Old man Zhang, how do you compare? Quote. Of course, it's a full comparison. Zhang Chushuan glanced at Mo Yun and said lightly, I can't let my granddaughter suffer any grievances. Quote. The voice fell, and without waiting for anyone to speak again, he waved his big hand and took out a stone from the system space that emitted fluorescence on the surface and was as crystal as jade. As soon as this stone appeared, everyone's eyes were unconsciously attracted. Zhang Jingxuan felt that the 6 blood tricks around him were about to move, as if they suddenly became active. Zhang Yanren looked at this stone closely, and a longing surged in his heart, eager to touch and devour. Her inner instinct told her that she could get a lot of benefit if she could swallow this stone. But she forcibly resisted this desire. In the past 3 years, she has tempered her will very strongly. Lower grade spirit stone. Suddenly, an exclamation sounded, awakening everyone who had fallen into a state of addiction. Spirit stones, born in the beloved place of heaven and earth, are bred by Reiki in special places, and are known as the fruits of Reiki. Ordinary martial artists of the refining body realm, such as faminers, see the delicacies of the mountains and the sea, and passively attract, which is very normal. It's actually a lower grade spirit stone. The crowd did not doubt it. The person who spoke out unexpectedly was Xinghong from the Xingyu sect, a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm. Moreover, it is not a lower grade spirit stone, and it will not make them so gaff. Daddy, Grandpa, is really a hidden boss, and even the spirit stone can be taken out. Everyone in the Zhang family felt normal. It was Zhang Chushuan's recent performance that made them numb. The 3 Mo family were speechless. That was shocking. Lower grade spirit stones are not commonly used even by cultivators of the gathering spirit realm, and some will be saved for critical times, such as when breaking through the realm. The old man of the Zhang family. Is there actually? Xingyuzong Xinghong and his wife Yimei's eyes were blazing, and they couldn't help but take the spirit stone for themselves. But they don't dare. To be precise, Xinghong did not dare. And Xinghong did not move, and Yimei did not dare to act rashly. But the next moment, she almost didn't hold back. Yan ran, hold this lower grade spirit stone, and use the exercises to absorb. Zhang Chushuan put the lower grade spirit stone on Zhang Yanren's hand. Under the spirit stone, he opened 10 pieces from the treasure chest. After some consideration, last night through 100-fold increase turned these 10 into 1,000. 1,000 lower grade spirit stones, even if the 3 sects of Burning Incense Valley, Xingyu sect, and Sichao sect combined, there is none. Mo family, what is that? Of course, Zhang Chushuan does not intend to solve the problem by showing off his wealth spirit stone. How boring is that? He wanted to use the lower grade spirit stone to open the Xuanian holy vein and let Zhang Yanren complete the transformation. Originally, I wanted to solve Zhang Yan's physical problem later. However, when things have come to this point, it can only change the plan. Grandpa, Zhang Yanren looked at the lower grade spirit stone in his hand, and his eyes were moist. If this lower grade spirit stone is taken to the county or even the capital city for auction, the resources exchanged for it will be enough to support the Zhang family's cultivation for a long time. She is so waste, but Grandpa did not give up on her, and also took the pinling stone for her to use. But she didn't need to start. That's so unconscionable. Sister, Grandpa lets you use it, you use it. Zhang Yanren was just about to open her mouth to refuse, but Zhang Yangxin grabbed her arm and opened her mouth to persuade. That's right, sister, use it quickly. Zhang Yanmo reacted and followed the persuasion. Words, don't disobey your grandfather. Zhang Jingxuan straightened his face, this is to sing red face. Yan ran, your grandfather must have his considerations, obedient. Sha Jingqiu also followed suit, playing a white face. Everyone, Zhang Yan's nose was sour, and tears swirled in his eyes. The father and daughter of the Mo family looked at this and were touched. The Zhang family is so team building, and there will be achievements in the future. Mo Fan frowned, not knowing what he was thinking. Xinghong and Yimei were red with mockery in their eyes. Spirit stones, even if they are lower grade spirit stones, refining 10 martial artists may be able to try to use them. Refining body triple, can it be used? How did you play sensationalism? Zhang Chushuan was a little speechless by the performance of his descendants, and casually took out 9 spirit stones. It's just a spirit stone. It's not a big deal. What's exciting? Good granddaughter, use it casually. This time the spirit stone, grandpa manages enough. Zhang Chushuan didn't take the lower grade spirit stone seriously at all. Originally, he had a lot of this thing. But when the others saw this scene, all the corners of their mouths twitched. Everyone didn't hold back and pinch their arms. Hiss. Nima, it hurts. Isn't it a dream? 9%. Chapter 34. The Zhang family's first gathering spirit realm, overspeed breakthrough asking for flowers. Got it, Grandpa. Tightening the spirit stone in his hand, Zhang Yanran felt very unreal. But with the encouragement of Zhang Chushuan's eyes. Well, in the case of being smashed by the huge wealth, she nodded obediently and used the exercises to absorb the spirit stone in her hand. Boom. When Zhang Yanran took the initiative to absorb spiritual power, somewhere in her body seemed to be turned on some kind of switch, and a powerful suction force appeared. Bang. The spirit stone instantly disappeared and turned into crystal dust. Bang. Bang. 1 spirit stone was just the beginning, and 6 of the remaining 9 spirit stones were also annihilated and turned into crystal dust. Boom. The crystal dust gathered together and turned into a storm of spiritual energy visible to the naked eye, hovering around Zhang Yanran. The aura storm disappeared at a speed visible to the naked eye, and all of it merged into Zhang Yan's body. Click. When the concentration of spiritual energy was reduced by 70%, a shattering sound sounded in Zhang Yanran's body, as if something had been broken. Immediately after, everyone clearly felt that the momentum on her body began to rise continuously. Boom. The tiger and leopard thundered, and the muscles and bones sounded in unison, appearing at the same time. Refining the body quadruple, into it. Refining the body 5-fold, into it. Refining the body 6-fold, into it. Boom. Chi and blood surged, permeating the audience, refining the body 7-fold, into it. Bang. X11. A drumstick sounded one after another, refining the body 8-fold, refining the intestine realm, into it. Refining the body 9-fold, refining the intestinal realm, into it. Zhang Yanran completed the basic quenching in an instant. But this is just the beginning. Zhang Yanran felt an inexplicable chill emerging from his abdomen, which merged with qi and blood, entered his heart in the blink of an eye, and spread throughout his body. At this moment, she felt that her body was extremely comfortable, like a fish entering water, and the cells of her body were emitting a burst of pleasure. But that's still not the point. She clearly felt that there were 108 blood tricks all over her body that seemed to wake up at the same time, and a feeling of numbness emerged. A feeling appeared in her heart. As long as you want, you can touch any blood trick. By her heart, she did the same. Boom. A blood trick opened, and Zhang Yanran clearly felt the aura entering his body and merging into the dantian. But after entering the dantian, the aura seemed to find a more comfortable place, began to pour towards a strange place, and then turned into a special aura gushing out, constantly tempering the whole body, and operating in the meridians. This feeling made her feel so comfortable that she wanted to moan, but thinking of the surrounding situation, she still forced herself to resist. A blood trick was opened, allowing Zhang Yanran to determine what to do next. Bo, bo, bo. 5 more crisp sounds sounded, and 5 blood tricks followed closely to open. A large amount of spiritual energy poured in from the blood trick and gathered into Zhang Yan's dying dantian. If you are an ordinary person, you need to stop at this time. If you turn on the blood trick again, it is easy to eat and support, so that the aura in the body is uncontrolled and causes hidden injuries. But Zhang Yanran was different. She felt that after these auras flowed into the dantian, it was just like stopping at the transit station for a short time, and then continued to rush to the hidden place, and then turned into cold aura. This aura attribute is like water, like ice. She can be perfectly controlled, like an arm and finger, and use it flexibly. Vaguely, she also felt that the special position of her body was a special meridian. It is obviously not big, but it is as wide as a river, as if it exists in the whiskers. Zhang Yanran understood that this meridian was the source that caused her strength to regress. Only by satisfying this meridian can she continue to cultivate. As long as you satisfy this meridian, the blood chi power accumulated in past cultivation will emerge, temper the whole body, and enter the refining body realm 10 times. Know how, it's also easy to do. Without the method of induction, she can clearly sense 108 blood tricks and perform the trick. As for the method of know-how, with the convenience of aura, she can open the trick violently, and she is not afraid of failure. This effect is better than using Tongji Dan. Oh. Zhang Yanran did not let go of this opportunity, and began to frantically devour the aura, and then compressed. One by one, the blood tricks are opened. The Reiki storm begins to decrease at a speed with the naked eye until it disappears. At this time, her body had already emitted 70 crisp sounds. But Zhang Yanran still did not stop. She ran the water yuan technique, and the 3 spirit stones in her hand began to dim, and then turned into wind dust and disappeared. By the time these 3 spirit stones also disappeared, 107 crisp sounds had sounded in her body. The momentum of the rising momentum finally slowed down, and it was about to stop. But at this moment, Zhang Chushuan took out another lower product and put it on Zhang Yanran's hand, and said under the numb gaze of everyone, "Continue." Quote. While speaking, Zhang Chushuan clicked on the virtual panel, activated the Patriarch skill, and synchronized. Synchronous skills. Zhang Chushuan can passively accept the martial arts training experience from the clansman, and can also actively feedback his comprehension of a martial art to any clansman. The other party will grasp it in an instant like an epiphany. Using this skill, Zhang Chushuan can achieve the effect of quickly accumulating experience when Naruto uses the multiple shadow doppelganger technique to cultivate spiral pills. Add, Dragon Refining Body Chapter, Dacheng. Zhang Chushuan waved his hand and directly added Dacheng feelings to all members of the family. In an instant, the Zhang family present was filled with a sense of mystery and mystery. Zhang Yanran reacted most violently. Realizing the unremitting cultivation routine of the past 3 years, her understanding of the transformation dragon has reached a peak. Zhang Chushuan saw that on the virtual panel, Zhang Yanran had comprehended the dragon refining body to the pinnacle in the information column. Just bathe in the blood of the fierce python and you can complete it. But Zhang Yanran is not Zhang Chushuan. She does not want to transform and rebirth Dantian. Therefore, after eating the transformation dragon in an instant, she continued to understand the trick with the method of blood trick impact. Boom. 108 blood tricks are all opened. Zhang Yanran felt as if he had entered a brand new field. But that's not the end. The transformation dragon gathering spirit chapter, she instantly entered the spirit chapter, and soon reached Shaochang. With the help of the method of gathering spirits, she began to gather the spiritual power in her body into the Dantian. Boom. The momentum that Zhang Yanran's body stopped rose again. Cultivation is once again soaring. All felt a power momentum from the dimension suppressed. Is that gathering spirit realm? 9%. Chapter 35. The gathering spirit realm cultivator sees and wants to recognize his father asking for flowers. First time in the gathering spirit realm. The early stage of the gathering spirit realm. The peak of the early stage of the gathering spirit realm. Mid stage of the gathering spirit realm. The peak of the mid-stage of the gathering spirit realm. The pinnacle of the gathering spirit realm. Boom. It wasn't until there was only one step left before the spirit transformation realm that Zhang Yanran was full of momentum around his body that he stopped the skyrocketing trend on his body and gradually began to stabilize. Phew. Except for Zhang Chushuan, everyone else was overwhelmed by the momentum on Zhang Yanran's body. That's from the level of crushing. It is not Tianjiao. It cannot be broken. Not to mention, Zhang Yanran is still a gathering spirit realm that broke through with 108 blood skills, and it is a Tianjiao level existence. Ordinary people simply can't withstand this kind of coercion. Everyone in the Zhang family, because of the peak of the Epiphany Dragon decisive refining body, barely resisted by relying on the ground tier exercises. Mo Xiaoxiao has a Tianian holy body and can resist. Mo Fan, Yu Mei and Mo Yun couldn't resist and were directly pressed to the ground. Xing Hong was a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm, barely able to resist and not being crushed to the ground. Xuanian Holy Vein, the peak of the gathering spirit realm. Relying on the momentum, you can make him lose his combat power. Quote exclamation mark quote. Xing Hong feels that he has lived to be a dog in his life. With the 9-rank sect as a backer, his cultivation is still a shortcut such as the double cultivation method, and he is also about to break through the gathering spirit realm at the age of 40. But now, Zhang Yanran broke through to the peak of the gathering spirit realm at the age of less than 20, and he was only one step away from the spirit transformation realm, which was enough to rival the strongest of their Star Moon sect. What a big gap. Is Mo Fan a fool to withdraw from this marriage? What's more, the two don't even have a marriage certificate, and they are too gold for themselves. Xing Hong scolded Mo Fan half to death in his heart. At this time, Zhang Yanran did something that surprised him. Boom. With a bang, the momentum of the peak of the gathering spirit realm on Zhang Yanren's body began to decline rapidly, and it was not until the peak of the early stage of the gathering spirit realm stopped and began to stabilize. This is not Zhang Yanren's failure to break through. She took the initiative to disperse while her realm was not yet fully stable. Xinghong understood why Zhang Yanren did this, but he couldn't. In his place, he is definitely not willing to give up. After all, as long as you further reach the incarnation spirit realm, you can increase your life expectancy by 100 years. No one can resist this temptation. Good. Zhang Chushuan couldn't help but smile with satisfaction when he saw Zhang Yanren's move. After the initial awakening of the Xuanian holy vein, it must be completely awakened within 3 years. The later you awaken, the more benefits you have. If Zhang Yanren is now, it is close to the limit of 3 years before opening, and the benefits are self-evident. Of the 11 lower-grade spirit stones, 3 were absorbed by the Xuanian holy vein for awakening. These auras did not disappear, but after the successful awakening of the holy vein, they returned together with the qi and blood accumulated by Zhang Yanren in the past 3 years of hard work, and they also carried the power of Xuanian. Relying on these accumulations, Zhang Yanren was able to directly complete the refining process, and then cooperate with the spiritual energy storm to open up 108 blood tricks in one breath and reach the peak of the 12 layers of refining the body. Originally, this would be the end of Zhang Yanren's strength improvement this time. After her realm is stable, the aura will be emitted out of her body. The 12-fold refining body realm, after all, is not the gathering spirit realm. But Zhang Chushuan opened her in time to raise her dragon determination perception level, allowing her to master the method of gathering spirits and storing these auras in the dantian. 11 lower-grade spirit stones were absorbed, which was enough to save ordinary spirit-gathering realm cultivators 10 years of hard practice, and with the Xuanian Holy Vein awakening outbreak, Zhang Yanren's strength soared to the peak of the gathering spirit realm in one breath. But she resisted this temptation, and when the realm was about to stabilize, she took the initiative to disperse 90% of the aura, leaving only the peak cultivation of the early stage of the gathering spirit realm. This is to strengthen the foundation. With the Xuanian Holy Vein, Zhang Yan has no bottleneck before dying to the Dharma realm, so he cannot do this. But after the Dharma realm, there is also the Unity realm, the Enlightenment realm, and the Emperor realm. A solid foundation is of great benefit to breaking through these levels. Zhang Yanren didn't understand these truths, but her cultivation was backwards and stagnant for 3 years, so that she would exercise her inner tenacity and know to fight steadily. She did it obediently, but after doing it, she regretted it a little. Grandpa, stable and good at cultivation, Zhang Yanren looked at Zhang Yanren, wanting to stop talking, magically guilty. 90% of the spiritual energy was dispersed, and 8 small spirit stones were wasted. This loss, generally the 8-rank sect and family do not dare to play like this. Yanran, you did a good job. Grandpa is very happy to have this courage. Zhang Chushuan saw what Zhang Yanren was thinking and said comfortingly. The difference between the early stage and the peak of the gathering spirit realm is only the accumulation of aura. Zhang Yanren opened 108 blood tricks, which could make up for this gap. When you master some yellow rank or even Zon rank martial arts, it is easy to do cross-level battles. 11 spirit stones, what is it? He really doesn't care. Grandpa said, I don't have anything else, it's a lot of spirit stones. You can use it as you like. Not wanting Zhang Yanren to feel that he was comforting, Zhang Chushuan took out 10 more lower-grade spirit stones and put them in her hand. This look of deep pockets stimulated others. Xinghong's eyes were red. He wants to ask now, Dad, you still lack a granddaughter. There is no shortage of grandchildren, and sons can do it. Zhang Chushuan didn't know that there was a gathering spirit realm cultivator who wanted to be his son, and after encouraging Zhang Yan to dye it, he couldn't help but look at Mo Yun and Mo Fan and asked, how can it be compared? Quote. The old man joked over. Mo Yun smiled bitterly. This is a completely dimensionality reduction blow, how to compare? Then strength. Zhang Yanren is the peak of the early stage of the gathering spirit realm, and the realm is stable. Mo Fan has a 7-fold refining body realm, and his 5 internal organs have not been tempered, and he is even far from breaking through the first blood trick. Zhang Yanren's random move can make Mo Fan turn into dust. Then talent. Zhang Yanren obviously has a special physique, and she needs spirit stones to awaken, not to mention, as soon as she awakens, she soars from the 3-fold refining body realm to 10, and also opens the legendary 108 blood tricks. Can the golden spirit body be compared to this? Then family background. Come on. Zhang Chushuan casually took out more than a dozen spirit stones. Tying the Xingyu sect and the Mo family together is not enough to compare with the Zhang family. Talent, strength, background. All crushed. Reverse back and forth, and only after a moment of incense has passed. Then a hammer. Inuko unworthy. Quote. 9%. Chapter 36. This bad old man asks for flowers. Then this matter ends here. Zhang Chushuan was satisfied with Mo Yun's attitude. For Mo Xiaoxiao's sake, on the face of the Tianyan holy body, this matter has been revealed. Jin Zan, Yan Mo and the little girl of the Mo family will try this matter. I still have something to do with your third mother, let's go first. If something can't be solved, let Yanren help you. Zhang Chushuan had no intention of watching the competition in person. He's busy and doesn't have time. As for whether Zhang Yanmo can win against Mo Xiaoxiao, Zhang Chushuan is not worried. Mo Xiaoxiao's holy body has not yet been opened. With his grandfather opening the hanging, Zhang Yanmo not only practiced the dragon decisive refining body to the peak level, but also had various consummation level top grade martial arts. This is to be lost. Change your surname, grandson. Yes, father. Zhang Jingshuan handed over the order. Zhang Chushuan thought for a while, took out 2 bottles from the system space and threw them to Zhang Jingshuan. Here are 10 ultimate quenching pills and 1 ultimate wisdom pill. Wait for Yan Mo to win the little girl of the Mo family, and the right should be a meeting gift for the granddaughter-in-law from abroad. Hiss. Mo Yun and Mo Xiaoxiao's eyes changed. 10 ultimate quenching pills. A superb magic pill. Gift. The value of these things is not inferior to a lower grade spirit stone. This meeting is also too expensive, right? Although my son is a pit father, it's good that I am smart myself. Mo Yun silently praised himself. Thanks to his insistence on keeping his promise, he brought Mo Xiaoxiao over, so that Zhang Mo and his family did not tear their faces. When Zhang Yanmo won Mo Xiaoxiao, the marriage contract between the two was completely decided, and the little gap brought by Mo Fan was nothing at all. What if Mo Xiaoxiao wins? No way. The Zhang family is so good, Zhang Yan can't be weak. It's really not okay. He is not a decoration, it's a big deal to leak Mo Xiaoxiao's weakness. To be a man, you must abide by integrity. You must also know how to lick. No, the Zhang family that is so bullish will be his own family with his Mo family in the future. Zhang Yanmo is still the eldest grandson. When they became the parents of their children. Gee, Mo Yun almost laughed. As for Mo Fan. Who is this person? Oh, reverse son, give it to the Xingyu sect. This bad old man is very bad. Mo Xiaoxiao glanced at Zhang Chushuan. She felt that this handsome old man was shaking her determination to compete. The meeting ceremony is so good, when you really become a granddaughter-in-law, then pay it back. So she should lose. Or should you lose? What about losing? Yan Ran, you go to the study with me first. Zhang Chushuan ignored the minds of the crowd. Greeting Zhang Yanran, he took Nangong Li's small hand and walked towards the back hall. What the hell am I missing? Quote. Mo Fan looked at Zhang Yanran's departing back, and his heart was bitter and regretful. This stunning beauty who is more beautiful than Uxi would have been his wife. The Zhang family looks very good, if he can lean on it, rely on the golden spirit body to rise super quickly. But now, none of that. With Mo Xiaoxiao present, the relationship between Zhang Mo and the two is still the same. But he Mo Fan. Brother Zhang, your Zhang family won't be a hidden family, right? When the 3 of Zhang Chushuan left, Mo Yun immediately came to Zhang Jingshuan's side, his eyes gossiping. Don't ask me, I don't know. Zhang Jingshuan shrugged. In fact, he also had the same thoughts in his heart as Mo Yun. There are 2 types of hermit families. One is the descendants of the saints of the Dharma realm, who live in the small world opened up by the saints, because the family is in decline, and they cannot come out of the world. The other is to offend the enemy and hide in the city. Usually, he will deliberately hide his clumsiness, do not show his strength, and do not improve his family rank. Thinking of Zhang Chushuan is usually very mysterious, and recently he has come up with various resources like opening and hanging. Zhang Jingshuan suspected that he was the latter. It may be that the enemy has been destroyed, so Zhang Chushuan began to show his roots. All this is very much in line with the situation of the hermit family. It's just that Zhang Chushuan doesn't say, and he doesn't dare to ask. Okay, let's solve the matter of Xiaoxiao and Yanmo first. Zhang Jingshuan put away the medicine and said with a smile, this is related to whether we can become in-laws. Quote. Brother Zhang, if you think too much, this thing will definitely be possible. Mo Xiao Xiao. This daddy is really a pro dad. Grandpa, doesn't it matter if you show your wealth so much in front of outsiders? In the backyard Zhang Chushuan's study, as soon as he sat down, Zhang Yanren couldn't wait to ask. Not to mention the Mo family, Xingyu sect Xinghong and Yimei are complete outsiders, and they are still the children of the sect. In front of them, Zhang Chushuan took out dozens of lower-grade spirit stones and high-grade elixirs in a row, and it was difficult to ensure that they did not move any crooked thoughts. Although Xuantian continent did not have an allusion to its guilt, the reason was clear to Zhang Yanyan. Don't worry, Grandpa has his own considerations. If the Xingyu sect is greedy, then it would be good. Zhang Chushuan tilted slightly, very satisfied that Zhang Yanren knew the road to wealth without revealing it. But this does not apply to him. Zhang Chushuan. He did it on purpose. With the invincible realm, within the scope of Lingxia town, the great emperor must kneel for him when he comes. It is best if someone tries to misbehave, turn it all into resources, and then reward it 100 times. Tisk, Mizizi. This is called fishing enforcement. Yes, Zhang Yanren nodded obediently. Go through what just happened. Zhang Chushuan has become synonymous with the unfathomable in his heart. Grandpa said it was fine, then it must be fine. Then Grandpa asked me to come with me. Is there anything you want to order? Zhang Yanren asked obediently. This, Zhang Chushuan did not rush to explain, and first looked at Zhang Yanren's whole body. Finally, he fixed his gaze on a jasper hairpin. This is the only ornament on Zhang Yanren's body. You, still not coming out. 9%. Chapter 37. Trick out the remnant soul of a God realm king. Quote. Silence, it's Cambridge tonight. Is the beginning of embarrassment. Zhang Chushuan pouted and spread out his hand to Zhang Yanren. Yanren, give your hairpin to Grandpa, there is a remnant soul in it that will hurt you. Quote. Good. Zhang Yanren was stunned for a moment, and quickly took off the hairpin. This hairpin was accidentally picked up by her and Zhang Yangsen by the river when they went out to visit Qingqing 2 years ago. Although I don't understand how there can be remnants of souls inside. But what Grandpa said, it must be right. Just obey yourself. Wait a minute. When the jade hairpin was about to fall into Zhang Chushuan's hand, a woman's eager voice sounded. A glimmer flashed on the turquoise hairpin. With a twist of air, a female shadow slowly emerged. The Phantom Master is dressed in a palace dress, his appearance is absolutely beautiful, and there is a scrupulous aura brewing between his eyebrows. There are scattered points of light around the woman, and her figure stands there, and the space is silent, as if immortal and eternally existing. She stood barefoot in midair. Even if it was just a remnant soul, she was still gorgeous and extraordinary. Zhang Chushuan's pupils shrank. Unless it is to practice special exercises, cultivators must go to the distraction realm before they can achieve the spirit leaving the body without extinguishing. This figure in front of him was at least a strong person of the distraction realm in his heyday. I'm curious, how did you find me? The woman looked at Zhang Chushuan at eye level, her brows frowned slightly, and her eyes were full of confusion. She had already ignited the divine soul flame and stepped into the divine realm, but she could use supreme divine powers by connecting the laws of heaven and earth, leaving her body to travel to heaven and earth without dying, and was respected as a king. She is not an ordinary king, but a supreme king, and she is only one step away from achieving the law phase of heaven and earth and stepping into the law phase realm. Even if the body is destroyed and the spirit is damaged now, but deliberately hidden, it is by no means a refining body realm and that even a cultivator has not broken through. What's more, the hairpin she parasitized is not ordinary, it is an extremely rare horcrux, which can shield others from perception. With this horcrux, she once sneaked into a secret place, and even the emperor of the Unity realm, who could sense the rhyme of the Tao, failed to discover her. But Zhang Chushuan can find her. Simply incredible. I didn't expect to have an old woman with me. Zhang Chushuan was stunned. In fact, he just said it casually. Recently, he has watched the Earth Fellows chat a lot on the chat channel, and he also remembered some novels he had read in his previous life. Aren't all the protagonists of the divorce stream standard with a portable teacher? He actually just gave it a try. It's okay if you're mistaken. Zhang Yanren is her granddaughter, and she can prevaricate if she finds a reason. It's just that I didn't expect that I really tried out a strong spirit. What a bonus. Of course, these things must not be said. Is it hard to find you? Zhang Chushuan narrowed his eyes slightly. After speaking, he took the initiative to open the avenue level realm and suppress the female remnant soul in a targeted manner. Not good. The woman's remnant soul was about to say something, when she suddenly felt a crisis coming, and her face suddenly changed. What kind of power is this? The woman's remnant soul was terrified. The divine soul is the second life of a cultivator, which can only be possessed by reaching the distraction realm, with all kinds of incredible powers, and the strength is not much weaker than the main body, or even stronger. If it was her peak, the pressure of the divine soul could make Jaden Genren directly become a fool. Even if he has just woken up now, he can make the soul of the cultivator of the gathering spirit realm fly away. Zhang Chushuan, she didn't put it in her eyes at all. If it weren't for Zhang Yanren's request, she couldn't leave the jade hairpin too far for the time being, and she wouldn't bother to show up at all. But now, Zhang Chushuan made her feel an unprecedented crisis of life and death. She could clearly feel that her soul power was being suppressed and decreasing. It was not until the spirit was low to the level of ordinary people that it came to an abrupt end. That kind of suppressive force, she couldn't even resist. Start now. I ask, you answer. Understood. Zhang Chushuan came to the woman's remnant soul, holding an ordinary dagger in her hand, and the dagger had spiritual power surging, and the meaning of threat was overflowing. If it was before, even if Zhang Chushuan held a magic weapon and a spiritual weapon, the woman would not look at the eyesight. The spirit is broken, the soul power is reduced, that is also relative. But now, her intuition told her that this lowest mortal weapon could kill her. It's ridiculous, it's an incredible conclusion. But it's a fact. What do you want to know? The woman decided to cooperate first. You're everything. Zhang Chushuan weighed the dagger in his hand and said lightly, name, origin, strength, I'll say it. Quote. The female remnant soul looked deeply at Zhang Chushuan. After a deep groan, she chose to cooperate. My name is Wu Yanxi. I am from Wuzhou in the Middle Region, and I am the master of the Wuzhou Four-Pin Sect Martial Pavilion. 1,000 years ago, I accepted a personal disciple and hoped that he would inherit my mantle. As a result, he sneaked up on me at the critical moment when I broke through the Dharma realm, and committed the following offense, regardless of the friendship between master and disciple, and asked me to commit myself to him. I naturally didn't agree, and I tried to clean up the portal after a breakthrough failure, but I didn't expect him to ask for foreign help. At the last critical moment, I chose to blow myself up, and only this remnant soul hid in this soul hairpin to survive, waiting for someone with a fate. As she spoke, Wu Yanxi's eyes surged with murderous intent. She only accepted one disciple and cultivated it entirely as a successor. But this apprentice feasted on her body and contacted his opponent to plot against her. Even after 1,000 years, this evil breath has not diminished in the slightest. Sure enough, after listening to Wu Yanxi's narration, Zhang Chushuan was also embarrassed. It's a bloody story. 10%. Chapter 38. Zhang Chushuan is the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor. You are the Xuanian Holy Vein. Zhang Chushuan asked curiously. Looks like you've heard my name. Not bad, I'm Queen Huan Wu, Wu Yanxi. Wu Yanxi raised her head proudly, revealing a good-looking swan neck. In recounting her past, she analyzed Zhang Chushuan. Being able to suppress her divine soul makes her have no defense, at least the great sage powerhouse can do it. But it was impossible for the great sage and the emperor to find her hiding in the soul hairpin. Then a conclusion can be drawn. Zhang Chushuan is the great sage of the enlightenment realm, and even the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor strong. Such a strong person must come from the Holy Land. Of the 5 major regions of the Xuantian continent, the strength of the middle region is recognized as the strongest. There are 3 Yipan Holy Lands, while the 4 regions in the southeast, northwest, and northwest all have only 1 Yipan Holy Land, and there are quasi-emperors and strong people sitting in the town. Wu Yanxi was born in the martial pavilion of the 4-rank sect of the middle region, which was nothing in front of the giants of the enlightenment realm. But she herself is a Xuanian holy vein, breaking through to the divine realm at less than 300 years of age, 1 step away from the Dharma realm saint, and has the resources of a great sage. Coupled with beautiful appearance, peerless style, ranked 9th in the list of 100 flowers in the region, with the title of Xuanian Waho, it is very loud in the middle domain name. Looking at Zhang Chushuan's appearance, she is less than 100 years old, and if she is the reincarnation of a great saint or even a quasi-emperor, she must have heard of her. Everything makes sense. Zhang Chushuan didn't know what Wu Yanxi was thinking, otherwise he would definitely laugh out of his big teeth. If he is the reincarnation of a quasi-emperor, wouldn't the Earthlings be quasi-emperors per capita? The Whole People's Fantasy Family. I'm afraid that it is not going to change the name of the Whole People quasi-emperor family. He would guess that because Wu Yanxi herself mentioned that she needed to encounter an opportunity to wake up, combined with the fact that she did not want the hairpin to leave Zhang Yanren's side. Isn't the answer obvious? A bizarre misunderstanding arises. Neither party was aware. Although Zhang Chushuan was surprised that Wu Yanxi suddenly respected her and revealed her title, she didn't think much, because she was frightened by the Avenue-level realm. After thinking about it, he asked, "You were lurking in the Jade Hairpin, what was the original plan?" Quote, "Revenge, of course." Wu Yanxi's eyes surged with monstrous hatred. But soon she collected her emotions, glanced at Zhang Yanren, and replied, "Senior, your descendant is also the Xuanian Holy Vein. Junior, I plan to observe. If the mind is okay, I will take it as an apprentice, help him grow, and help me shape a new body." Quote, "At that time, our master and apprentice too will return to the middle region, get rid of that villain, and carry forward the martial pavilion." Wu Yanxi said sincerely. Zhang Chushuan felt that she was not lying. Such a bloody plot is completely in line with the development line of third-rate novels. Since then, Zhang Yanren has embarked on a road of rising and crushing all kinds of Tianzhou. The Zhang family will become a tool for Zhang Yanren's growth to repeatedly attack the black hand of the villains. This feeling, it's wonderful. Zhang Chushuan thinks that's good. If people kept coming to Lingxia town to die, wouldn't he have risen lying down? Wonderful. Meanwhile, the Fierce Beast mountain range, not far from Lingxia town, has a hidden valley. The valley is surrounded on all sides by cliffs, and only a narrow gap can be passed. The valley is a rare hideaway with beautiful scenery and flowers. But today, the surrounding sky is clear, but the clouds above this valley, lightning and thunder, a scene of annihilation. Boom. After several purple gold lightning bolts passed, a thunder exploded, frightening ordinary animals and fierce beasts nearby and fleeing. In the valley, the wind was fierce, and countless large trees were turbulent. In front of a certain cave, a woman in a strong costume came out of it, looking up at the sky with a worried expression. This woman and Nangong Li look almost identical, only the indispersible heroism between the eyebrows is distinguished from the tenderness like water between Nangong Li's eyebrows. This woman is Zhang Chushuan's second wife, Nangong Li's sister, Nangong Lu. Second lady. Several figures wearing black robes and masks on their faces jumped far away, and finally stopped beside Nangong Lu and saluted respectfully. Nangong Li bowed his head lightly and asked, "Have you investigated the source of this vision?" Quote, Feng was about to pray to the second lady. One of the black-robed men wearing a phoenix mask walked out and said respectfully, "Ryuji and I happened to be training near the place where the vision appeared." Quote, "We looked closer, and found that it was an ice snake that was crossing the calamity." Hearing this, Nangong Lu suddenly changed, and asked with a fluke, "Is it that beast back then?" Quote, Second Lady Wei. The subordinate saw that Zanbing snake blinded one left eye, which should be the one that was driven away by the master back then. Feng replied. Nangong Lu's heart suddenly sank to the bottom. The fierce beast is violent, and the fierce snake is very cold-blooded and the most vengeful. If it happened that there were other Zan ice snakes here, she could also pray that the other party would leave here after completing their transformation. But since it was the Zan ice snake that day, after completing the transformation, I am afraid that the first thing to do is to attack them and regain the nest. This Zanbing snake was originally a human-level peak fierce beast, and its strength was comparable to that of a tenfold martial artist of the refining body realm. Unless he awakened the bloodline talent, it was not as good as the tenfold refining body realm that could borrow the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to fight. Nangong Lu was confident to lead his secret guards to resist it. But once they have survived the thunder tribulation, a snake turned into a python, and promoted to a yellow-tier fierce beast comparable to a cultivator of the gathering spirit realm, then these together are not enough for each other to plug their teeth. I can only pray that it failed this time. Otherwise, even if the old man brings Jin Zan and them over, they will fall into passivity. Feng you go to the center to transmit the news back and inform the master to know. 10%. Chapter 39. Quasi-Immortal Emperor Sutra. Ice Heart Immortal Sutra 10,000 flowers plus. Yes, Second Lady. Feng bowed down to receive the order, and immediately used his body to sweep towards a certain part of the valley. During tea time, Feng came to a hut built in the mountains and strode in. The cabin looked like a study, with a physical desk in the center, and a man also dressed in a black robe and a mask sat in front of it. When the man saw Feng he quickly got up and said respectfully, "Deputy Team Leader Feng Quote, Feng nodded, reached out and took a piece of paper on the table, wrote a few numbers on it with a pencil, and handed it to the team member in front of him. Ju, use the highest authority to send this secret letter directly to the master. Quote. Yes, Ju responded, and quickly took the paper, rolled it up and stuffed it into a small bamboo tube. Then, she sat back in the chair, turned on the right armrest, picked it up, and put the small bamboo tube into a small hole. Prick. The sound of mechanical rotation was heard in the small hole, but it quickly disappeared. Boom. Feng Er was about to say something to Ju when a shaking sound suddenly came from outside the door. Her eyes changed, and she immediately rushed out. Meanwhile, Zhang Chushuan study. Zhang Chushuan took the teacup handed by Nangong Li, took a sip slightly, and continued to ask, Empress Wu, if I let Yanren worship you as a teacher, how would you cultivate her? Quote. This question is the last question Zhang Chushuan wants to know. To be precise, he wanted to know what exercises Wu Yanxi would come up with. I have prepared 2 paths for her. Wu Yanxi understood Zhang Chushuan's subtext. Understand that as long as his method satisfies him, he can take Zhang Yan as an apprentice. This is not only to accept a Xuanian holy vein that is most suitable for his apprentice, but also to establish a relationship with a suspected quasi-emperor reincarnation by the way. It must be grasped. The first way is to cultivate my main cultivation technique, the 9 Frost Divine Technique. This divine technique is tailor-made for the Xuanian holy vein, and it fits incomparably. After sorting out the language, Wu Yanxi said the first set of plans. Divine tricks, only exercises that record the Dharma condensation method in detail can be named with this title. If Zhang Yanren could have this technique, with the Xuanian holy vein, he would have embarked on a healthy road before becoming a Dharma realm saint. And the subsequent imperial scripture will also have an accurate direction. What about the second way? A premonition faintly appeared in Zhang Chushuan's heart. This second way. Wu Yanxi hesitated, but finally gritted her teeth and said, the second way, I will let her practice a technique without grade. Quote. There is no grade exercise, what is it? It was Zhang Yanren who asked this question. There is no grade, but it can be proposed by Wu Yanxi together with the divine technique, there must be something special. It made her a little curious. This exercise will evolve independently. Exercises will it evolve autonomously? Quote. Zhang Yanren felt that his brain was a little insufficient. I only heard that after the strength of the warrior improves, he can create stronger and stronger exercises. But the exercises themselves will be upgraded, and it is the first time I have heard it. Good. An unusual flush appeared on Wu Yanxi's face, and he said excitedly, this exercise is called the Ice Casting Dao Sutra, which I obtained from an imperial secret realm, and only the Xuanian holy vein can cultivate. Quote. As long as you continue to devour the world's xenomorph ice, the realm will increase rapidly, and the level of the exercises will continue to increase, pointing directly to the godless realm. The Emperor Scripture, which gathers the hard work of the great emperor's life, has the secret of not being passed down to the emperor realm, even the descendants of the great emperor cannot read it all. Wu Yanxi is from the 4th rank sect, not even counting the Holy Land, and she is extremely eager for the Emperor Scripture. Suddenly get a brand new book of exercises that have the opportunity to become an imperial scripture and even surpass it. Inevitably some excitement, because not long after getting this exercise, she didn't think about whether to specialize or not, and she didn't tell the villain. Ice Casting Dao Sutra. Zhang Yanren chewed these words softly, feeling an inexplicable sense of appropriateness. It seems that cultivating this exercise will be her fate. Isn't this the ice attribute incineration trick? Xenofire has become xenomorph ice. One more Xuanian holy vein is dedicated. Tisk. Zhang Chushuan muttered in his heart. In other words, that Yandi fellow cultivated and burned the technique seemingly all kinds of 9 deaths. Could this be the same as this ice casting Dao Sutra? His own grandfather opened and hung up, and there is no reason why he still needs his granddaughter to suffer like this. Isn't it fragrant to be a member of the kryptonite family? Thinking of this, Zhang Chushuan said to Wu Yanxi, give me a look at this ice casting Dao Sutra, and I will check the Yan Ran, no problem, right? Quote. No problem, no problem. Wu Yanxi didn't mind at all. After she had read it countless times, she could conclude that it was the method of Xuanian holy vein transformation, and the result of other people's cultivation was to be frozen into popsicles, and even the divine soul could be frozen. It doesn't matter if Zhang Chushuan wants to steal or borrow. Senior, please be happy. Wu Yanxi floated to Zhang Chushuan's side and reached out to touch the center of his eyebrows. Zhang Chushuan is as good as a stream, and he is not afraid of Wu Yanxi's black hand. There is a passive defense in the avenue level field. If Wu Yanxi really doesn't understand things, then he will have to fall today. Wu Yanxi now wants to have a good relationship with Zhang Chushuan and take Zhang Yanren as an apprentice to cultivate. There is really no bad intention, just transmission exercises. Zhang Chushuan closed his eyes and felt the extra information in his mind. The ice-casting Dao scripture was only a yellow rank lower grade at the beginning, and he could completely read it. But he didn't wait for him to digest this information. A familiar voice suddenly sounded. Special Emperor Scripture can be consumed detected, and the consumption can be doubled as follows. 1. Quasi-Immortal Emperor Sutra Ice Heart Immortal Sutra. There is only one choice. Even if it is a Special Emperor Scripture, after a 100-fold increase, it will not be able to reach the Immortal Emperor Scripture. 10%. Chapter 40. Hammered, Zhang Chushuan is indeed the reincarnation of the Quasi-Emperor. Opening parenthesis closing parenthesis. Ice-casting Dao Sutra. Using the Xuanian holy vein as a furnace, devouring the world's xenomorph ice and forging the supreme Xuanian ice body, this is the carrier of the Dao, which can be used to gather immeasurable mana in the future, which has great power. Ice casts the Dao. The avenue is simple. The body is the carrier of the Dao, and the extremely cold can suppress the heavens and all realms, mysterious. Ice Heart Immortal Sutra. Using the yin physique as the medium, it turns into a place where all things gather coldly, which can swallow all extremely cold things in the world and integrate into your body, and adhere to a Dao heart that remains unchanged. Ice Heart Immortal, pointing directly to the avenue, climbing to the top, the mind can determine the life and death of thousands of worlds, a thought of the past, time, space can be frozen, the heart is not extinguished, then the body is not extinguished, the true spirit lives forever. Hey, worthy of the Emperor Scripture and the Immortal Emperor Scripture. The 100-fold reward ability only gives one option, and Zhang Chushuan does not need to hesitate at all. The Ice-casting Dao Sutra, the Ice Heart Immortal Sutra, and the information of the two scriptures all appeared in his mind. Although it is only a superficial understanding, there is no understanding, no feeling, and no Dao rhyme. But distinguishing the level of these two classics is not difficult for Zhang Chushuan. Ice-casting Dao Sutra can only be used by Xuanian Holy Vein, using Xuanian Holy Vein as a medium to swallow the world's xenomorph ice and cast the ultimate ice body. There is a list of strange things in the Xuantian continent. Among them, the xenomorph ice is on a separate list, and there are 72 xenomorph ice on the list. In addition to the xenomorph ice, there are also 18 kinds of earth spirit water, 36 kinds of heavenly fire, and 108 kinds of thunder sources. There are 72 kinds of xenomorph ice, and the development of this classic has a good future. And the ice-casting Dao mainly relies on the energy of the Xuanian Holy Vein, as long as you don't be too ambitious, and devour the powerful xenomorph ice when your strength is insufficient, there is basically no danger. The Ice Heart Immortal Sutra is obviously stronger than the Ice-casting Dao Sutra. In Zhang Chushuan's view, the gap is more than 100 times. The number of users has increased, from the Xuanian Holy Vein to all yin physiques that can be cultivated. Nangong Mushui and Mo Xiaoxiao are Tianian holy bodies and can also cultivate. And casting Ice Heart, the body is only a medium, mainly to exercise the spirit, obviously more high-end. Finally, and most crucially, the ice-casting Dao can only become stronger by devouring xenomorph ice, but the Ice Heart Immortal Sutra can swallow all the cold things in the world. Ice can only be regarded as one of the ones with relatively high cold spiritual power. Emperor Scripture, Quasi-Immortal Emperor. The end is powerful. The Emperor Sutra and the Quasi-Immortal Emperor Jing for Zhang Chushuan are equivalent to calculus for elementary school students, and the gap is even greater. He was unable to understand the laws of Dao rhyme contained in it. But just looking at the surface introduction, he can understand how powerful these two exercises are. Alas, it does not apply to him. And these two Emperor Scriptures are special, playing automatic advanced paths. He can't learn the Night Dark, change one stage to another Emperor Scripture, and then create his own, Heavenly Emperor Sutra. But it doesn't matter, when he becomes stronger, there will naturally be that day. This cultivation method is very good. Zhang Chushuan opened his eyes and said something that Wu Yanxi expected. At the end, you can reach the exercises of the Emperor Sutra, and you can also change direction to go out of your own path. Of course it's nice. But Zhang Chushuan's next sentence made Wu Yanxi's brows wrinkle. But there is still room for improvement. Ice-casting Dao Sutra, can there be any improvement? Wu Yanxi felt that Zhang Chushuan was blowing. Even the great emperor did not dare to say that there was a problem with the Emperor Scripture forged by another great emperor, and at most he could learn from each other. Although the Ice Casting Tao Sutra only has a chance to reach the Emperor Sutra, the method of cultivation is extremely mysterious. Zhang Chushuan only looked at it for a while and found the inadequacy. Wu Yanxi didn't believe it. But the next moment, she had to believe it. I saw Zhang Chushuan suddenly burst out of the gathering spirit realm cultivation, the whole family is united, and then the divine consciousness swept over to transmit the exercise information. Wu Yanxi and Zhang Yanren both had some information about the Ice Immortal Sutra in their minds. Shish. When the preliminary digestion of the exercise information was completed, Zhang Yanren was directly intoxicated, while Wu Yanxi opened his eyes wide and looked at Zhang Chushuan with incredible eyes. She didn't expect that this man would actually improve the Ice Heart Casting Tao Sutra. Just being able to devour and improve the strength of other cold things has thrown out several streets. How? The corners of Zhang Chushuan's mouth were slightly upturned, silently pretending to be forced. It's really hammered. You are indeed the reincarnation of the quasi-emperor. Wu Yanxi confirmed her guess. If it weren't for the fact that the reincarnation of the great emperor was too shocking, she even wanted to mention it. Otherwise, who can change the emperor scripture in an instant? Senior, how can I get the follow-up exercises? Wu Yanxi asked eagerly. Different levels of cultivation have different cultivation methods. This is the same for any exercise. Zhang Chushuan only gave Wu Yanxi and Zhang Yanren the 8 parts of the Ice Heart Immortal Sutra from the refining body to the Dharma phase. Want to follow? Zhang Yanren and other strength went up. Zhang Chushuan will naturally give. But Wu Yanxi wanted. It depends on her future performance. First make a divine soul oath and show allegiance to my Zhang family. Zhang Chushuan said lightly. The divine soul oath is an oath that only cultivators above the divine mansion realm can make to the Tao heart, and if it is violated, it will be punished by heaven and the divine soul will be destroyed. The quasi-emperor can't resist either. Wu Yanxi raised her eyebrows. But after only hesitating for a moment, she nodded, pointed her left hand at the center of her eyebrows, and said aloud, I, Wu Yanxi, swear by my divine soul here, and will never harm Zhang Chushuan and the members of the family in any form. Quote. Airplanes. A line of cause and effect descended, binding Zhang Chushuan and Wu Yanxi, and then spread like a spider web. Zhang Chushuan's eyes condensed slightly. Does not hurt. Not allegiance. A divine oath that exploits loopholes. But he didn't force it. Although there is a Tao-level realm, he can destroy Wu Yanxi, but he cannot inherit everything from the other party, which is a pity. Make sure that the other party will definitely not hurt himself and his family, it is enough. In the future, he has a way to sleep, is to persuade this king remnant soul to do things for the Zhang family. Click, click. Zhang Chushuan was about to say a few more words to Wu Yanxi and fool her. But before he could start, a strange bulge suddenly popped up somewhere on the table in front of him. This bulge is small, but it is obvious in Zhang Chushuan's eyes. Bang! Taking the bulge away, Zhang Chushuan took out a small bamboo tube and then took out a note. The note has 5 lines of numbers written on it. Zhang Chushuan squinted his eyes and recalled, and his face suddenly turned sideways. The valley is in danger, quick rescue. The valley is in danger, quick rescue.